This young man inadvertently awakens the supreme devouring system. Everything in this world can be consumed and transformed into spiritual energy, absorbed into himself. Witness how he uses this system to forge an unparalleled empire. Everything begins from that fateful day. Xuan, as usual, sat before the computer, fingers flying over the keyboard. On the screen, a frantic level 98 warrior fought valiantly. Meanwhile, Xuan wore a worried expression, whispering to himself, "Just a little more, just a little more. If I can defeat them and devour their loot, I will be the first player to reach the maximum level." As the last player fell before him, a button appeared on the system interface, clearly labeled Devour. Come on, devour. Let your corpses and equipment be the foundation for the first player to reach the max level in the entire server. In the next moment, a brilliant flash erupted from the computer, followed by a powerful gust of wind. Thunder rumbled in the sky as a golden magic circle slowly descended, transitioning the scene. The night was cloaked in a gentle drizzle, tapping against the walls of the Yan residence. A spectral figure floated above, a silhouette of emerald hue, Xuan, who had just been gaming. Have I died? Where am I? Yet, in the following moment, Xuan was pulled by an unseen force into the Yan residence amidst the sweltering summer heat. He fell abruptly to the ground, still dazed and feeling no pain. Just then a foot swept past him. When Xuan looked up, two masked figures, clad in the garb of fierce assassins, advanced toward the father-in-law. You're quite bold, daring to sneak into the residence at night. Upon hearing this, they halted. A man in a long robe stood at the gate, his hands swirling with chaotic energy. Unfortunately for you, you've crossed paths with me. Now that you're here, don't expect to leave. Behind them, Xuan was astonished to see the person before him look just like himself. To his surprise, the two figures showed no fear. Instead, they removed their masks. No, we're here because of you. Xuan could hardly believe he had fallen into such a trap so easily. Yet the voice that responded was dripping with disdain. I thought it was someone formidable. Turns out it's just you, the one who has failed. The two figures remained unfazed, responding calmly, We're here just for you, Xuan. He couldn't believe it was so easy, but the voice was still composed. I thought it was someone important. Turns out it's just you, the one who has failed. Chentong still wants to test my comprehensive abilities. Hearing this, Chentong, fueled by his backing, shouted loudly, Can't you see my brother is here too? Meanwhile, Chen Feng, behind him, paled at these boastful words. Talking is useless. Today, I, Tranfeng, will teach you a lesson you won't forget. Yanba instantly transformed into a bolt of lightning, charging straight at Yanhuyan. His punch exploded with fierce energy in all directions. Come on, let you experience the full might of the Yan family. Beside him, Trantung gritted his teeth. That bastard. How can someone with lower strength possibly confront my brother, let alone gain the upper hand? No, he must die. If he grows to his full potential, there will be no place for me in Linvan City. Yanhuyan, don't blame me. Who told you to possess such incredible talent? If you don't die, my heart won't find peace. Just as those two were chatting merrily, Trantung, wielding spiritual energy, suddenly lunged at Yanhuyan. Although Yanhuyan sensed the danger instantly, he was too late to react. Even beside him, Tranfeng showed his dissatisfaction with the current situation. But at that moment, Trantung seemed possessed, repeating, Gotcha, gotcha. Yanhuyan will die at my hands. Ha ha ha, how ridiculous that the so-called genius of Linvan City is reduced to this. On the ground, Tranfeng hurried to support his distant younger brother. He's already dead. We shouldn't linger here. Let's leave quickly. Yanba and the others hastily transformed into shadows and sped away. The scene left only Yanhuyan, the sole witness. Looking at Yanhuyan's lifeless body on the ground, Tranchuan couldn't help but sigh. I thought if you died, it would be like me. Who knew I was the only special one? Tell me, how could you squander such a promising start? If I had your body, those two would have been dealt with from the start. But you're pitiful, dying with your eyes wide open. It's truly unfortunate not to rest your eyes in death. Seeing how handsome we both are, let me help you close them. When Yanhuyan touched the corpse of his deceased self, he felt himself transform into a wild surge of golden energy, wildly rushing into the body before him. The scene shifted to a mansion at night, where a frantic voice repeatedly called out, Young master. Young master, you finally awakened, but I've already died. Looking at the innocent, lovely girl before him, Yanhuan subconsciously changed his attire to a floral pattern. His hand instinctively reached up to her head. Sensing something was off, Yanhuan hurried to the mirror. Indeed, it's true. I have transmigrated into the body of the unfortunate soul who perished before. If I recall correctly, the owner of this body was the foremost genius of Lin Van City. Fear not, unfortunate soul, you can rest in peace. I will avenge you and ensure you live well. Just watch as I show you how to become the ultimate powerhouse of this world. With this thought, Yanhuan felt invigorated, rolling up his sleeves, ready to mimic the moves he had seen earlier. Spiritual energy within me has been shattered, but in the very next moment, a mouthful of blood spewed from Yanhuan's lips. Lying on the ground, he turned to Leonie beside him. It was from her that he learned his dantian had been destroyed, and his cultivation severely harmed. What a pathetic fate. If one has just begun and is already destroyed, what is left to play with? Seeing Yanhuan in despair, Leonie hurriedly said, "Actually, there is a way to restore the ruined dantian. I heard from a girl in the front courtyard that there is a century-old elixir in the treasure vault. It can help you regain your strength." Yanhuan immediately clenched his fists, exclaiming, "That's amazing, Leonie. Quickly take me there." Without hesitation, Leonie assisted Yanhuan towards the treasure vault. However, as they approached, two spear-wielding guards blocked their way. Blocking the path to the treasure, where outsiders are forbidden, Leonie immediately spoke up in protest. "Do you see it clearly now? This is young Master Yanhuan, not just any stranger. Now, the young master has become a useless wretch. Without the protection of the clan head, what right does he have to claim resources?" Yanhuan coldly remarked to the smug servant before him, "It's merely a piece of paper. This unfortunate soul has been reduced from the young master of the Yin Manor to a mere outcast." This world is indeed very pragmatic. Yinba and Yanhuan left that place together. On their way home, they were stopped by a girl. From her lips, Yanhuan learned the truth. It turns out it was the clan head's order summoning you for a meeting. The reason the Lam family has come to annul the engagement. Hearing this, Yanhuan felt no tremor of emotion within. This could be his final chance to turn the tide. "An annulment I've already known. I will come at once." The scene shifted to the clan head's manor, where many elders were gathered in conference. Before long, Yanhuan was led there by Leonie. The clan head's uncle, after a moment of silence, finally stated the reason for summoning Yanhuan. Before the clan head could elaborate, Yanhuan interjected, affirming that he already understood the reason. "It's only natural that the Lam family wishes to annul the engagement. After all, I have become a useless individual, haven't I before? But who could have imagined that the elder of the Lam family would be so mocking? Forgive me, I misunderstood the engagement between you and Twitney. Regardless, I have no reason to be here to annul it." Meanwhile, another elder continued, "But now, Lam Konung has caught the eye of an elder from the Tianguin sect who wishes to take her as a disciple, thus coming here to annul the engagement for your benefit. Who would have thought that the neighbors would bully a useless person like me, needing to find a valid excuse? How ludicrous. The younger generation truly lacks sense. Now that Lam Twit has fallen into the hands of the elder, she will undoubtedly become the target of pursuit from the talents of the Tianguin sect. If they were to learn that Lam Twit has an engagement, I fear your family would face annihilation." Yanhuan countered with the laws of the Xuan kingdom to challenge the arrogance of the visitors. Yet, to his surprise, the elder before him was not angered, but replied, "Young person, you are truly foolish, not to mention the talents of the Tianguin sect. Even I, a mere guard here, do not regard the Xuan Empire. With just a flick of my finger, I could obliterate the so-called powerful one you speak of. Luckily for you, I have no desire to bully the weak, otherwise, I wouldn't waste my words on you." Seeing the cold sweat dripping down Elder Yanhuan, it was clear that the old man's words were not mere idle talk. At that moment, Elder Lum felt the pressure and said, "If Yanhuan wants to backtrack, I will return the dowry." Yanhuan quickly rifled through his memories. This dowry was left by the unfortunate one's father, valued at millions. If he could seize this opportunity to demand more, perhaps he could procure some restorative pills. Discarding the engagement was not out of the question, but he hoped the elder could return 3 times the dowry. To compensate, this engagement was proposed by the Lam family, and now they wished to annul it. If I easily divulge this information, wouldn't it turn me into a laughingstock in Linvanthan? Moreover, both the Lam family and the Heavenly Origin sect are reputable factions. This act is utterly unacceptable. If news of this broken engagement spreads, it will benefit no one. Therefore, here's what we'll do, Elder. Please return 3 times the dowry to me. As for me, Yinhuin, I will proactively inform the people of Linvanthan that I have lost my cultivation and do not wish to be a daughter of the Lum family. By actively breaking the engagement this way, everyone will be pleased, won't they? While the elder of the Lam family pondered this, a magical artifact from the Heavenly Origin sect chuckled. You're quite amusing. To seize this opportunity and still speak so humorously, I agree to your request. At that moment, a vial brimming with spiritual energy floated in the old man's hand. Inside were 2 grand spirit pills, each valued at around 1.5 million. Take them, he said, glancing at Leonie beside Yinhuin. Engagement is still in your possession, right? Upon hearing this, Leonie, reluctant yet compelled, reached into her bosom and retrieved the engagement contract. But just as she hesitated to hand it over, the contract spontaneously ignited in flames. All right, everything has been resolved. We shall take our leave now. In the astonished gaze of Leonie, the 2 glided past her. However, to their surprise, Diephuyen called them back. Elder, may I ask what your thoughts are on revenge? But within Diephuyen's heart, there was no thought of vengeance. He only believed that individuals like these could never be easily overlooked. If an opportunity arose, who knows, it might be possible to profit from them. The old man, clearly impressed, responded, Young one, you possess a bit of spirit. Remember this well. I have taught you to be the guardian of the Heavenly Origin sect. Your quick wit and temperament are quite to my liking. It's a pity your true energy has been damaged, otherwise I would have certainly taken you as my disciple. After sending the 2 away, Diephuyen grasped the elixir, but suddenly sensed a shift in the atmosphere. At that very moment, he was abruptly transported to a mysterious realm. A notification from the system appeared before him. Congratulations, Master. You have activated the Super Devour system. The Divine Spirit Pill has been detected. Would you like to choose to devour it? But just as he was about to explore further, a cold voice interrupted. Diephuyen, why are you standing there like a statue? Answer me. Startled, Diephuyen quickly responded to the elder beside him. Yet, the elder's booming voice struck hard. Your family has expended enormous effort to save you. We have spent millions of silver and still found no results. You heard the words of the elder just now. In this lifetime, you will have no opportunity in martial arts again. Therefore, hand over this elixir to the family for the other promising disciples. What do you say? Diephuyen fell silent for a moment before replying. These 2 spirit-releasing pills, do they have no other purpose? Are you really expecting me to hand them over? The old men stepped forward, their words laced with bitter mockery, threatening Diephuyen that if he didn't comply, he would face dire consequences. You are truly such wonderful elders to me, he said, recalling how they had remained silent at the gate while they spoke with arrogance. Now, after I had dealt with the troublemakers, you come to bully a sickly individual. Hearing this, the old men's faces were filled with embarrassment, leaving them nowhere to hide. All of them declared unanimously that it was for Diephuyen's own good. Diephuyen had become a useless being who could only find safety under the family's wing. Realizing the futility of their words, they placed their hopes on the shoulders of the family head behind them. Diephuyen observed the scene. The elder too looked towards the family head with a troubled expression. Soon, the weight of countless pressures fell upon Diephuyen's uncle. After a prolonged moment of silence, he sighed, Huyen Ni, the elders have a point. You should hand over this spirit-releasing pill. I will ensure your safety for the years to come. As this trustworthy uncle spoke, Diephuyen felt nothing but disappointment towards this conservative family. Uncle says Huyen Ni need not worry. Naturally, you will trust me. I understand. Uncle and the elders have decided to entrust me with managing the family business. but I refuse to accept such a mundane fate. Tomorrow, I will leave the Diep family to forge my own path. From now on, Diep Huynh and the Diep family shall have no further ties." Hearing these words, the old men felt as if struck by lightning. Their curses poured forth like a raging torrent, echoing the voices of the ancestors from long ago. Realizing their admonishments had no effect, they turned their hopes towards Diep Huynh's uncle, the family head. Yet, who would have thought that this usually gentle uncle would utter words that left everyone astounded? "If you have made your decision, then go. I support your choice. From now on, take care of yourself." Meanwhile, two completely different images emerged. On one side stood Diep Huynh, his face a mask of shock; on the other, the anxious elders, witnessing the unfolding drama. His uncle shouted, "Enough! From this moment on, no one is allowed to disturb Diep Huynh. If not, don't blame me for being heartless." The old man then instructed Diep Huynh, "Take Leonie with you." After briefly thanking the family head, Diep Huynh, with no cultivation to speak of, led the young lady Leonie away from the gathering of elders. Although Diep Huynh had been stripped of his fundamental essence after his resurrection, forsaken by his clan, he had unwittingly activated the devouring system. Leaving his family behind, Diep Huynh quickly packed his belongings and set off towards the first destination he had predetermined. After exchanging a few words with Leonie, he immediately departed, reopening the system. He noticed the spiritual energy around him being wildly drawn in, pouring into the pill he held in his hand. He gazed at the pill, wrestling with his thoughts for a long time. The energy within. It was beyond what he could absorb at his current level. But at this moment, he had no other choice. As the pill was gently placed into his mouth, he shouted, "Devour!" The instant the pill hit his throat, an overwhelming force erupted within Diep Huynh's body. Within him, hundreds of acupuncture points and meridians were instantly locked tight by the energy. Simultaneously, the spiritual energy surrounding him frantically converged toward his body. This process felt unlike anything he had experienced before. It was devoid of pain, instead washing over him like a gentle wave. With the system's assistance, he absorbed the energy with ease. The effects of the spirit recovery pill were also dramatically enhanced. In front of him, the system's progress bar surged forward rapidly. Finally, as the effects were completely tapped out, the progress bar halted at 95. It seemed that one spirit recovery pill was not enough. Fortunately, he had another one. Diep Huynh once again swallowed a spirit recovery pill, and the spiritual energy around him collided wildly with the power of the pill within his body, crashing against the final barrier in his acupuncture points. At last, when the system's progress reached 100, the sound of the system echoed in the air. The system activated, reporting that its energy was at maximum capacity. It detected damage within the dantian of the host and began the process of devouring it. Hearing this, Diep Huynh was struck with astonishment. Why is it devouring my dantian instead of repairing it? How am I supposed to cultivate in the future? Without fundamental essence, what will I rely on to accumulate spiritual energy? In the next moment, the system seemed to respond to his lamentations. A fierce power surged within him, stirring violently, while his external form felt an indescribable pain. Amidst this agony, Diep Huynh couldn't help but scream. Even Leonie, who was resting nearby, was awakened by the sound. Yet, she could only watch helplessly as Diep Huynh writhed in pain on the ground, unable to offer any assistance. Fortunately, this pain came swiftly and departed just as quickly. As the system proclaimed, the devouring system has been fully activated. Diep Huynh lowered his gaze toward his parents, but as he looked, he was taken aback. He found that his fundamental essence was no longer as it once was. Now, it had transformed into a vortex resembling a black hole. This system is named Super Devour. It can consume everything and convert spiritual energy into itself. Just then, the cry of Leonie snapped Diep Huynh back to reality. He joyfully informed Leonie that he had regained his strength, and she excitedly suggested going downstairs to tell the waiter to prepare a feast to celebrate the young master. As Leonie departed, Diep Huynh felt the primal essence within him, mumbling, "The devouring system. Help me dominate this realm." The scene shifted to the Xuan Empire, at the Linvan family of the Deep clan. At this moment, Diep Huynh reminisced about the past, realizing he had truly crossed over into the identity of a useless person. So, what comes next? A cancellation of the engagement. Just then, a beautiful woman approached and called out, "Young master, something bad has happened. Miss Lin Tuyet has come to annul the engagement. She's already at our family's main hall." Haha, just as I predicted. This time, Depuin will not be as simple as other typical male protagonists in the comics. I won't just sit back and let the girl seeking to annul the engagement falter. I will forge my own path. After that, Depuin called for Liu Ni to accompany him to the main hall. There, someone slammed the table in anger and said, "Miss Lin, both sides have had a betrothal agreement from before the marriage was proposed by your family. Now, less than a month has passed, and you want to annul it. This is outrageous." Hearing this, Lin Tuyet couldn't help but scoff coldly. Outrageous. You should see what this is about. A powerful figure from the Heavenly Origin sect has taken notice of me. I am about to join the sect and become its leader. This useless Depuin doesn't even have the right to assist me. However, they began to discuss fervently. The Heavenly Origin sect is the top force in the Xuan Empire. Our family is like an ant compared to them. We exist on completely different levels. What should we do if the Lin family truly annuls the engagement? What face will our Lin family have left? It's just the Heavenly Origin sect. All eyes turned to Deep Huyen, who seemed insignificant to me, just a mere useless fool daring to show up. Finally, he has emerged. But what right does he have to stand here? What right does he have? Today I will make you witness my pride. What is Deep Huyen trying to do? Since becoming a useless person, he has never been so arrogant. Could it be that Deep Huyen has restored his cultivation level? Deep Huyen stepped forward and confronted Lin Tuyet, saying, "Today, I will show you the price of arrogance in my presence." Deep Huyen exuded an overwhelming aura that left Lin Tuyet trembling with fear, unable to believe that the once helpless Deep Huyen could be so formidable now. Yet Deep Huyen boldly summoned the system to showcase my ability to devour. The system appeared gloriously. Ding dong. Requires 10,000 silver to unlock system functions. Please endeavor to earn more, master. Upon hearing this, Deep Huyen stood there dumbfounded. Am I being pranked by a system? The protagonist wants to summon the system to showcase his abilities, but is thwarted by the system's requirement of 10,000 taels of silver, which he doesn't have. At this moment, the protagonist is pressured by his fiancée. How can he avoid the cancellation of the engagement? Deep Huyen can only muster the courage to kneel and plead with Twit. Please don't cancel the engagement. Right now I've become useless and destitute. What will I do without you? Upon hearing this, those nearby were left speechless. I thought he would explode, but it turns out Deep Huyen can't handle the pressure. However, Twitney mocked him, pulling out 5,000 taels of silver and said, "Take this and give me the engagement." This left Deep Huyen utterly displeased, as the system required a minimum of 10,000 taels to be activated. Thus, he pretended to be friendly and said, "Just 5,000 taels is enough. Who do you think I am? You think you can buy my feelings with just 5,000 taels of silver?" Everyone presumed Deep Huyen was still the hopeless romantic, but soon after, with a serious expression, he insisted, "I must have at least 10,000 taels." Upon hearing this, everyone wanted to cast Deep Huyen aside. Who would have thought that the Da family would be this thick-skinned? Do you know what I call this hidden power? Uselessness is still useless. Then Twitney revealed a golden ingot. Here are 10,000 taels of silver. Quickly hand over the engagement. Deep Huyen was indifferent to the engagement. He only needed the 10,000 taels. He tossed the engagement back to her and used the 10,000 taels to activate the system. Ding! Swallowed 10,000 taels of silver to gain 10 accumulation points. The system is officially unlocked. Congratulations, Master. Enjoy your adventure. Ding! Scanning the Master's body detected injuries, consuming 5 accumulation points for recovery. Just as Deep Huyen was reveling in his success, Twitney mocked him, not only thick-skinned and greedy, but also utterly useless. I really don't understand how your parents could have given birth to someone like you. Surely they are just as mediocre. These words reached Let Xuan's ears, and she was not one to be easily provoked. What did you say? Have the guts to say it again. I can say it 100 times. You are of lowly status, and your parents are lowly too. Your entire family is nothing but filth. Twitney looked at Xuan defiantly. Oh, the way you look, it seems like you want to hit me. Huh? I am a disciple of the Thin Guin sect. If you dare, try to hit me. Before she could finish, Dahuin threw a powerful punch at her face, causing her to spit blood. You dare to hit me. Everyone heard him challenging her to strike him. I've lived this long and have never heard such a bizarre request. Twitney angrily threatened to call the Thin Guin sect to kill Dahuin. At that moment, someone knocked on the table. Lin Twit, this is my house. How dare you act so rudely? Do you really think our clan has no one? Lin Twit is just boasting. If you dare to touch me, then go ahead and see. The wrath of the Heavenly Origin sect is not something your clan can withstand. The leader of the Da clan is also contemplating how to appease the anger of the Heavenly Origin sect. You cannot offend the Heavenly Origin sect. Indeed, it's not worth the trouble to provoke Lin Jia and the Heavenly Origin sect over a useless man like Dahuin. The protagonist is being mocked by his former fiancée. The Heavenly Origin sect is not a minor clan you can mess with. Meanwhile, the clan leader stands up for the protagonist. At this moment, the protagonist spoke up. Uncle, you don't need to worry about me. Dahuin wore a proud smile. It's just Ling Twit. I don't regard her as a threat at all. Believing his power had returned and with the system at his disposal, defeating Ling Twit wouldn't be a challenge. Dahuin, what are you talking about? Ling Twit is already at level 5, a rare talent among the youth of Ngokthan. Rest assured, Uncle, I'm not foolish enough to gamble my life on a whim. With that, he approached Ling Twit. If you have any tricks up your sleeve, feel free to use them. I'll take them all. The crowd still had no idea Dahuin had regained his strength, murmuring whether he had lost his mind. Why would he want to show off like this? Surely, he would be brutally defeated by Lin Twit. At this moment, Lin Twit focused her energy and launched it towards Dahuin. You're seeking your own death. I'll show you that uselessness is a lifelong curse. You will never rise again. The popcorn-munching crowd was in awe. This was the Lin family's ultimate technique, the level 4 destructive palm. How could Lin Twit, at such a young age, master such a powerful move? Truly a genius. Dahuin would undoubtedly face utter defeat, but the protagonist scoffed. Just a level 4 move. You dare flaunt that? I only need to unleash a single technique to bring you down. The system chimed in. I want to learn the level 4 destructive palm. Very well. Congratulations, Master. You have successfully learned the level 4 destructive palm. It costs 5 accumulation points. Truly, having a system made learning techniques a breeze. Having a system is truly remarkable. At that moment, Lin Twit summoned the ice destructive palm and directed it towards Dahuin, who was unyielding and immediately countered with the newly acquired destructive palm. The two level 4 techniques collided with a thunderous explosion. Lin Twit was sent flying by a powerful kick from Dahuin, soaring through the air for dozens of meters. The crowd, munching on popcorn, gasped in astonishment. Wasn't Dahuin supposed to be useless? How could he possibly defeat Lin Twit with a single strike? Could it be that Dahuin had truly recovered? With a heavy sigh, Dahuin could only scoff. The storyline of this cancelled engagement is excruciatingly dull. I'll resolve this with ease. The system can barely handle it. If you think this task lacks challenge, I'll raise the stakes for you. What kind of challenge? Immediately, the system announced, Congratulations, Master. You have activated the counterattack mission to annul your engagement. Within 30 minutes, you must annul 10 engagements, receiving 5,000 silver pieces as compensation for each. The reward for the mission is a level up, earning you 100 accumulation points. Failure to complete the mission will result in a lifetime of singlehood. Upon hearing this, Dahuin was left speechless, cursing, What kind of sick joke is this? Where am I supposed to find 10 women to annul engagements in just 30 minutes? Who told you to complain about the boring plot? With 29 minutes and 3 seconds remaining, you've already wasted nearly a minute. If you don't act quickly, you'll be doomed to a life of solitude. This blasted system is really trying to make things difficult for the protagonist, forcing him to annul engagements 30 times in 30 minutes. If he fails, a lifetime of loneliness awaits him. With no other choice, the protagonist reluctantly compromised. Time was of the essence, and it seemed the only breakthrough to complete the mission lay with Lin Twit. Meanwhile, Lin Twit remained oblivious to the gravity of the situation, continuing to berate Da Huan as he approached her. "Are you enjoying your little tirade?" Da Huan asked, a smirk on his face. "What are you planning to do?" Lin Twit retorted, "I am a disciple of the Heavenly Origin sect." Da Huan responded with a swift slap. "Don't use the Heavenly Origin sect to threaten me. Do I look like someone who cares about that nonsense?" "So what do you want?" Lin Twit stammered as Da Huan let out a chilling laugh. "Aren't you the one who wants to annul the engagement?" "I can agree to that." Lin Twit quivered, "but I already have a prior engagement. Stop spouting nonsense. That engagement was made when we were just 1 year old. Look at me now. I've got a whole stack of engagements here." Da Huan presented a pile of engagement contracts. Lin Twit felt uneasy. "Wait, what do you plan to do with all these?" "It's simple. I want you to buy these engagements back." This move caught the system off guard. Just 5,000 for 2 billion engagement contracts. You can't possibly refuse, right? It became clear to everyone that Lin Twit underestimated Da Huan's intent to annul their engagement. Unexpectedly, Da Huan showed no concern and instead pulled out more engagement contracts to profit from her. This was truly delightful. 3 minutes later, Lin Twit rushed out, clutching a mountain of contracts. "Just wait, I won't let you get away with this." At that moment, Da Huan wore a beaming smile. "Ha, I've hit the jackpot. Lin Twit has more money than I ever imagined. Just wait, I won't let you off the hook." Meanwhile, Yin Tuan was so overjoyed, he felt like jumping for joy. "Hey, I've really struck gold. Lum Twit Ni is richer than I thought. With all this valuable stuff, I can definitely exchange it for a good number of points. System, devour it all for me." After a period of devouring, the system chimed, "Congratulations, Master. Your cultivation level has risen to level 5. Keep working hard to continue devouring." "Congratulations, Master. You've completed the counterattack mission to annul the engagement, and your cultivation level has risen to level 7. Upon hearing this, Da Huan was so thrilled he felt like soaring into the sky. Haha. Devouring items can lead to level ups. Completing the mission can indeed elevate the system. How wonderfully. At that moment, the head of the Lin family patted Xuan's shoulder and said, "Xuan, you have restored your cultivation. Our Ye family finally has a successor." Upon hearing that Xuan had regained his powers, the elders could hardly remain still. This meant that the position of young master of the Ye family now belonged to him. No way. The position of young master can only be mine. He immediately challenged Xuan. "You know Lin Shui is a disciple of the Heavenly Origin sect, yet you dare to offend her. Are you aware that this could bring disaster to the Ye family? I propose we immediately expel Xuan from the Ye family to placate the anger of the Lin family and the Heavenly Origin sect." Hearing this, the disciples of the Ye family could not sit idly by. "We cannot withstand the wrath of the Heavenly Origin sect." Everyone agreed to expel Xuan to ease the storm brewing from the Heavenly Origin sect. Naturally, the head of the Ye family was opposed and angrily shouted, "What are you saying? I absolutely will not allow Xuan to be driven out of the Ye family." This old man, in his quest to become the head of the family, was desperately seeking reasons to expel the protagonist from the Ye family. The head of the Ye family remained adamant, then mocked them. "So what will we do if the Heavenly Origin sect and the Lin family attack us? Even though our fighting strength is comparable to that of the Lin family, they have the backing of the Heavenly Origin sect, which possesses numerous level 3 and 4 achievements. If a real fight breaks out, we simply cannot compete." After hearing this, the head of the Ye family was left speechless. At this moment, Xuan produced a level 4 destruction palm and hurled it towards the elder, saying, "They have achievements, do we not?" The elder's eyes widened in shock. "Xuan, do you dare throw something at me? Have you lost your mind?" Xuan merely snorted coldly. "Open your eyes and see what this is." The elders of the Ye family picked it up to examine. This is the destruction palm, perfected to summon the power of heavenly thunder. This is also a level 4 achievement. This is precisely what the Ye family urgently needs. The elders were left speechless in astonishment. This is the achievement Xuan just showcased. Isn't it? Xuan then pulled out several scrolls. Aren't these achievements? I have many level 3, level 4, and level 5 techniques. I have everything. At this moment, Xuan remained as arrogant as ever. His heart swelled with uncontainable joy. As long as I have any form of accumulated achievements, I can exchange them. Seeing that Xuan possessed so many accomplishments, everyone was eager to rush in and seize them, but Xuan held them back. Just moments ago, some had spoken of driving me out of the Ye household. So why should I hand over these achievements? Before such accomplishments, everyone was rendered speechless. The elder even said, "It's all a misunderstanding, just a misunderstanding." What would it take for you to surrender these techniques? It's quite simple. I want the Grand Elder to kneel before me and admit his faults. This request makes the Grand Elder extremely displeased. I am the Grand Elder of the Yan clan, even if I am destroyed by others or killed by the Heavenly Origin sect. I will never kneel and apologize to you, a useless little brat. Xuan turned to leave, declaring that from this moment on, he, Xuan, would sever ties with the Yan clan. These achievements of mine cannot even compare to yours. Elevating the clan status must rely on accomplishments, and no elder wishes to let Xuan go. They questioned whether this meant the Grand Elder would have to kneel and apologize. We will surely grant your wish. Hearing this, Xuan became intrigued. He watched as the elders hastily gathered around the Grand Elder, plotting their wicked scheme. Forgive us, Grand Elder. For the future of the Yan clan, we must trouble you. They forcibly held the Grand Elder down, making him submit. The Grand Elder had no choice but to relent and apologize. But now, it was too late for apologies. At that moment, Xuan had silently approached from behind the Grand Elder and kicked his underling, scattering him like a fallen leaf. Then, Xuan shoved the Grand Elder toward the exit, leaving the crowd to ensure the safety of the fallen underling. He remarked that Xuan harbored a deep desire for revenge. Following this, Xuan handed his achievements to his uncle and declared that he needed to head to the alchemy chamber to collect some potions for cultivation. Here is my token for the alchemy chamber. Feel free to take any potions you need. Xuan thanked his uncle, but in his heart, he thought, all these potions in the alchemy chamber belong to me. With the most powerful devouring system, I can't believe the head of the Yan family dares to let the protagonist into the alchemy chamber. They say that the potions inside are free to take for cultivation. The elders advised the head of the family to allow Xuan to take whatever he wished from the alchemy chamber. Is there something wrong with this? The head of the family seems rather oblivious. What could possibly be wrong? It's only 5 or 7 realms. How much trouble can that cause? Even the author hinted that soon you will cry. At this moment, the Grand Elder's blessings echoed. Grand Elder lay in bed, still shouting, Xuan, you've caused me so much suffering, I will never forgive you. Meanwhile, a new character, Yan Bufan, had just been informed by his father that Xuan had gone to the alchemy chamber, seemingly to gather potions for cultivation. The Grand Elder seemed to realize something. Alchemy chamber potions Bufan, quickly retrieve from my treasure trove the extremely toxic potion, honeyed venom, and place it in the alchemy chamber. That little brat must eat it. Yes, father. I will make sure that Xuan cannot withstand it. The Grand Elder responded gleefully. Ha ha, Xuan. Even if you recover, what of it? This time, I will turn you back into a waste. The scene shifted to the alchemy pavilion, where Xuan was entering with hurried steps, his short legs carrying him toward the trove of potions. If I can swallow them all, won't I soar to new heights? Just as Xuan was about to enter, he was stopped. The Dan Pavilion announced that outsiders are not allowed to intrude without permission. Xuan, step aside. This is not a place for you. You dare tell me to step aside. How arrogant! Xuan then threw the family token at him, widening his eyes in surprise. What is this? This is the family token. How could the family head give a token to a waste like you? At that moment, Lu Ni chimed in. Our young master has regained his cultivation. This token was personally given by the family head Xuan, confidently pushed them aside. I must enter to retrieve the medicinal herbs for my cultivation. If not, open the door for me. With a joyful smile, Xuan declared, I want to get the herbs for my training. All right, young master, please go in. I've heard that the medicinal herbs Elder Huang just refined are still inside. If Yanjuan uses them, quickly, don't talk, hurry and inform Elder Huang. At this moment, Yanjuan had opened the door to the Dan Pavilion, revealing a treasure trove of herbs that made his eyes gleam. I never expected there to be so many medicinal herbs. I'm about to strike it rich. Using the system, he began to devour the herbs. Even the system was thrilled. After a while, Yanjuan's stomach bulged as if he could give birth. It was truly blissful. Each piece granted him at least a few hundred points added to his account. What's this, Yanjuan? Are these low-grade herbs enough to satisfy you? You can clearly see there are higher-grade herbs up there. Yanjuan looked up in astonishment, realizing there were indeed higher-grade herbs, marked with a warning. Do not touch. As he wondered what kind of herbs were forbidden to touch, the system began to speak reassuringly. Don't worry. With the system to devour, what do you have to fear? Even if you consume arsenic, you'll still gain points. Moreover, the herbs inside are clearly top-notch. Not devouring them would be a waste. Yanjuan picked one up and took a bite. Whatever happens, he'll deal with it later. The protagonist was consuming Elder Huang's toxic herbs. With the system by his side, he was practically immune to all toxins. Meanwhile, Elder Huang was furiously shouting, "Stop, that is my toxic herb." Yanjuan had swallowed the toxic herb, and the system announced, "Host has devoured a toxic herb, gaining 100 points." Yanjuan had consumed Elder Huang's herb, leaving him dumbfounded. "You ate my herb." At that moment, Yan Bufan arrived to support Yanjuan. "You really have guts to touch Elder Huang's herbs." Yanjuan was still reminiscing about the flavor, which resembled cola, and thought it wasn't bad at all. Yan Bufan mused that Elder Huang was a third-grade alchemist, and the Yan family had spent a fortune to invite him. Yet Yanjuan dared to steal his herbs. This time, he wouldn't need to lift a finger. Yanjuan was surely doomed. Haha, Liu Ni, worried for her young master, quickly said to Elder Huang, "Please don't be angry. The young master didn't mean it. If you want to punish someone, punish me instead." Elder Huang coldly replied, "Angry? Why should I be angry at a dead man? This kid doesn't need any antidote to neutralize the poison. Just a single dose of my 99 Lie Yang pill, and you won't survive even a single incense stick." Ma De thought bitterly. The 99 Liang pill he painstakingly concocted. Yanjuan remained skeptical, while Yan Bufan was overjoyed. Upon hearing that Yanjuan wouldn't last a single incense stick, Liu Ni froze, tears streaming down her face. "Young master, it's going to be okay." This 99 Lie Yang pill was crafted by Lin Lu Shui, consisting of 81 rare herbs. Crafted over 49 days, just one pill was enough. Yanjuan clenched his fist. "Old Huang, take a pill to stay alert. That's right, 2 pills will make you eternally tireless. 3 pills of immortality. The 99 Lie Yang pill has exquisite flavor." After hearing this, Yan Bufan and the others applauded in admiration. "Old Huang, I want to buy 2 pills. What a marvelous elixir." Old Huang praised, only to receive a slap and a dismissive, "Get lost. Who gave you permission to sell your organs here? You almost tricked me. Get out of here and stop making a fool of yourself. You secretly consumed the elixir yourself, yet you dare to speak to me. Humph, don't spout nonsense." After swallowing this pill, if you don't promptly balance yin and yang, you certainly won't survive beyond a single incense stick. The wicked intentions of Yan Bufan had been set as long as Yanjuan perished, he could inherit the title of family head. Liu Ni was lost in thought. So does that mean the young master will be with me? In her imagination, she envisioned them harmonizing their energies together. She then grasped Yanjuan's hand tightly. "Young master, actually, I haven't finished my words. If we don't harmonize our energies, you will die. I don't believe it. Right now, I feel absolutely fine." The author sighed. "Young Master Yan, do you even realize what you're missing?" With such a beautiful face and physique, it was clear that Old Huang remained calm, meditating. Even as the time for a single incense stick ticked away, he was certain that when the moment arrived, death would be inevitable. However, the time for a single incense stick passed, and the 4 continued to meditate, believing the protagonist would surely perish from the poison. As the incense drifted by, the protagonist felt nothing unusual. "Old Huang, is your poison a fake?" he wondered. The incense wafted through the air, yet he remained unscathed. Old Huang appeared calm, remarking, Perhaps it's due to individual differences in physique. Maybe you simply have a higher tolerance. After a while, as the afternoon wore on, it was strange. Xuan still hadn't died. Old Huang, it seems I'm still alive, he mused. Perhaps your physique is just a bit stronger, came the reply. Another night passed. Liu Ni lay asleep on Xuan's lap. Old Huang, I've been awake all night and still feel invigorated, he said, unaware that the elixir had long been swallowed by Xuan, transformed into an accumulation of energy. If anything were to happen to Xuan, it would be a true anomaly. Old Huang also found this situation utterly perplexing. Why hasn't he died yet? At this moment, Yan Bufan and Liu Ni both felt a sense of regret. Xuan hasn't perished after all. Young master, you don't need to harmonize your energies to survive. Xuan feigned a sigh and patted Old Huang on the back, saying, All right then, Old Huang, I know you're practicing alchemy, right? Just a fancy title to show off. Who do you think you are to talk so recklessly? Things like black gold or diamonds belong to us. Hearing this, Elder Huang snapped back. I've already said it. I'm no novice in alchemy. Do you dare to doubt my expertise? Let me show you. With that, he began rummaging through his belongings and pulled out several precious pills, exclaiming, Open your eyes and behold. These are my treasures. Today, I will show you what a true alchemist is. This purification elixir can cleanse impurities from the body. The strengthening pill can enhance human physical capabilities, and the essence absorption pill will boost the body's ability to absorb spiritual energy. And this revolution pill, along with the soulfire pill and the celestial spirit pill. At this point, Elder Huang was so furious that his anger shot up by 100 points. He claimed that if someone consumed all these pills, even a dog could become a martial arts master. However, even the dogs watching would drool at the sight of these miraculous pills, truly treasures that are hard to come by. The entire Linvan city, who but Old Huang could concoct such amazing pills? Old Huang truly lived up to his reputation as the #1 alchemist of Linvan city. To think someone would dare to doubt his expertise is simply unbelievable. This made Yintuan feel indescribable joy. The old man was hiding so many pills. If I swallow these, I'm sure to gain a ton of reward points. Truly magnificent treasures. Then Yintuan sat down to think about how to acquire these pills. He called out to the system. Does the system have any super alchemy methods? Give me a portion. I want to make that old man kneel before me in submission. Of course, the system had something like that. This system was incredibly powerful as long as the pills were worth over 500 points. For the impoverished Yin Huin, that was excessively expensive, as he currently only had 200 points. Isn't there anything cheaper? The system revealed a valuable tome, no reward points, and you still want to practice alchemy. Are you dreaming? The protagonist aimed to outshine the old man, unaware that his system points were insufficient to exchange for alchemical methods. The system could only shed tears as it pulled out a self-defense manual it had, which was also an alchemy guide, good enough for the protagonist to boast about. Just 199 reward points. The protagonist nearly fainted at the sight and threw the manual to the ground, exclaiming, "What the hell is this? This is clearly toilet paper." He cursed at the system. Today, regardless of whether he needed the reward points or not, Old Huang would never want this piece of toilet paper. The system disdainfully replied, "You really don't need it. That's a master-level alchemy manual. For someone as blind as you, it should be more than enough." A master-level alchemy guide, Yintuan slowly began to devise a plan. Congratulations, Master, for absorbing the master alchemy techniques, gaining the experience and insight of an alchemist. At this moment, Elder Huang was quite smug. Yintuan, have you ever witnessed my alchemy skills? Do you still dare to doubt my professionalism? You have become increasingly bold, daring to question the esteemed Elder Huang. You truly do not know your limits. Kneel down and apologize to Elder Huang. This only stoked Yintuan's impatience. Yet but Pham thought to himself, perhaps I can win Elder Huang's favor now, making it easier to deal with Yintuan later. Leonie sensed the tension in the air and whispered to Yintuan, "Young master, Elder Huang's position in the Yit family is critical. Offending him brings no benefit. Perhaps you should apologize, otherwise we may find ourselves without any potions in the future." At present, Yin Huin had mastered the skills of a master alchemist, and with confidence, he told the others, "Just sit back and watch my performance." He then turned to Elder Huang. "Elder Huang, your potions may be rare in the entirety of Lianvan City, but before me, they are nothing more than a pile of dog waste." Hearing this, Elder Huang was furious, instantly retorting, "As the young master of the Yit family, how dare you insult me like that?" Yet Yinhuan remained composed, replying, "I am merely stating the truth. I see no reason to hold back for the Yit family." Yinhuan continued to mock him. "You should have left long ago instead of leaving a heap of worthless potions and still thinking of yourself as great. Frog sitting at the bottom of a well, like you, I have no need to spare you." Elder Huang was taken aback by the insult. How dare he call me a frog at the bottom of a well? Indeed, the potions you produce are insignificant in my eyes, yet you still take pride in yourself. If you are not just a frog at the bottom of a well, then who are you? Elder Huang, now engulfed in rage, shouted, "Do you not know that I have been playing with fire since I was 2, mastering alchemy since I was 3, and by 13, I became one of the youngest in Lianvan City? How dare you call me a frog at the bottom of a well?" He pointed at Yinhuan, cursing him. "If you do not provide a reasonable explanation today, even if you are the young master of the Yit family, I will teach you a lesson." Yinhuan immediately pushed Elder Huang's hand away, saying, "You want a reason? To me, this old fool is merely a frog sitting at the bottom of a well." The old man continued to demand a reason from Yinhuan, threatening to beat him if he did not comply. Seeing Yinhuan bang the table, he declared, "Fine, I will give you a reason that will leave you thoroughly convinced." He then opened a vial, starting with the potion Ngok Tint Dich Thui. Lack of precision and care during the alchemy process, unable to grasp the timing. The flame should be controlled within a range of 1 foot 3 inches, but you only managed 2 feet 9 inches. After saying this, he swallowed another pill, declaring, "This is the potion Ngok Tint Dich Thui. Reward 300 points. Then Yinhuan continued, "The potion Kung Kothuit Dan, with its pale color and low spiritual energy, exacerbated by the addition of low-grade herbs. You wish to treat a condition of yin and yang, yet you fail to realize that your cultivation level is insufficient, resulting in an overwhelming yin energy. Colors have grown pale." After saying that, he popped another pill into his mouth. "This is the blood-strengthening pill, worth 300 points. Xuan slammed his hand on the table, exclaiming, "And this is the spirit cultivation pill. Truly nothing but trash." This left old Huang in utter disbelief. How could it be that something that could be refined in 3 days took you 10? The medicinal properties are terrible. This is a worthless concoction. Xuan swallowed another pill, declaring, "This is the spirit cultivation pill, worth 300 points. This time, Xuan was even bolder. "Let me speak of the Huan Cloud Pill, the Ming Fire Pill, and the Heavenly Spirit Pill. Complete rubbish, utterly unworthy of my critique. Everything you've refined is garbage. Are you feeling resigned now?" he taunted. "The Marriage Bond Pill and the Ming Fire Pill are worth 600 points. At this moment, Yan Bufan finally realized that old Huang and Xuan had devoured all of his pills. In his heart, old Huang could see clearly. He couldn't believe it. How could this be possible? Xuan could merely taste a pill and discern its ingredients, the refining time, and the process itself. Many pills during their refinement process had left him with an uneasy feeling, yet he couldn't grasp it precisely. Today, upon hearing Xuan speak, he felt a sudden awakening. Could it be that he is indeed a master alchemist? At this moment, old Huang was completely stunned. Yan Bufan continued to poke at him. "Old Huang, what's wrong with you? Xuan has consumed all of your pills. He truly was audacious." Before he could finish his sentence, old Huang slapped him, shouting, "Get lost! A master alchemist is my pride, my honor." Immediately after, he knelt, bowing to Xuan. "Master Yan, please forgive this wretched soul. I failed to recognize your greatness. I sincerely apologize." Upon hearing this, everyone was astonished. What is this old Huang is calling Xuan? Master Yan, at this moment, Xuan pretended to sigh, continuing his act. "At first, I wanted to blend in with you all as a normal person, but unexpectedly, I was met with disdain and scorn. I won't pretend anymore. I am indeed the master alchemist." Yan Bufan was left dumbfounded. "Old Huang, are you mistaken? How could Xuan possibly be a master alchemist?" He hasn't even been around a few times. That's right, we can also testify to that. What do you all know? How could outsiders like you comprehend Yan Xuan's profound skills? Then he gently added, just one glance is all it takes. Just one look, and I can understand the properties and theories of the pills. He began to flatter again. Only a master alchemist possesses such insight. That is a pinnacle I could never hope to reach. The protagonist looked at the old man with a pitiful gaze. Come on, old man, are you trying to butter me up? There must be something you want from me. Just then, the old man knelt down. Indeed, Master Yanhuang Yukai wishes to become your disciple and learn the art of alchemy. Please, you must accept me as your apprentice. Old Huang bowed down several more times. I can agree to any condition. At this moment, Yin But Pham appeared to be losing his mind. What nonsense is this? Elder Huang wants to bow to Yin Huin as his master. Impossible. We must be dreaming. Leonie, on the other hand, was beaming like a blooming flower. Ha! Even Elder Huang has been conquered by the young master. The young master is truly formidable. Suddenly, someone burst through the door. Yin Huin, how dare you disgrace Elder Huang's medicine? The voice thundered. Do you wish to betray us? The Grand Elder hobbled in, and the host of the Yin family sighed. The Grand Elder, filled with fury, exclaimed, If Elder Huang storms out of the Yin residence in anger, can you bear the consequences? How could you act so recklessly? Elder Huang is someone we struggled to invite here. Seeing Elder Huang kneeling before Yin Huin, the host of the Yin family seemed to sense something amiss. The Grand Elder was taken aback as well. At this moment, the gatekeeper whispered, both the Grand Elder and the host had come, and it seemed they were also here to question Yin Huin. It looks like there's an exciting spectacle to witness this time. At this moment, the head of the Diep family stepped forward and asked, Sir, what is happening? Why are Elder Huang and Elder Nguyen behaving this way? The Grand Elder, limping, approached and asked, Has that brat Depsuin forced you into this? Elder Huang merely raised his head to look at Elder Nguyen. Just say the word, and I will immediately summon the clan's law enforcement to capture him. Elder Huang stood up, dusting himself off, and said, No one has forced me. I simply wish to pay my respects to Diepsuin and learn a bit about alchemy. Ah, to learn from Tian Yi, you say? To take Diepsuin as your master. The duo, Ta Miu and Li Na, looked utterly dazed. What, take Diepsuin as your master? Are you kidding? You outsiders know nothing. Diepsuin is undoubtedly a master alchemist. I have no desire to elaborate further. You two, don't interrupt me while I'm working. If there's nothing else, please step outside. At that moment, the two were still bewildered, not grasping the situation. Meanwhile, Diep But Pham stealthily approached the Grand Elder and said, Diepsuin's father has used medicine to control Elder Huang. So that's how it is. Diepsuin must have used some trick to deceive Elder Huang. Let's see how I can expose him. The Grand Elder tapped the ground and spoke to Elder Huang. You are the #1 master alchemist in Lianvan City. If you say Diepsuin is a master alchemist, then he must surely be skilled. However, we only wish to broaden our horizons and witness the extent of Diepsuin's alchemical prowess. Is that too much to ask? No sooner had he finished speaking than Elder Huang landed a powerful punch on the Grand Elder's jaw, knocking out both of his front teeth. A master alchemist. Do you think you can act recklessly just because you say a few words? Elder Huang's blow sent the Grand Elder reeling. The host of the Diep family still remained skeptical, unsure of what method Tian Yi had employed to gain Elder Huang's trust. Oh, look at the Grand Elder Diep But Pham, as the son of the Grand Elder, felt pity for him. This old man had just been dealt a strong slap by that long-haired elder. How infuriating. However, the Grand Elder also did not expect that the old king is protecting Diepsuin like that, so what should we do? If we cannot force Diepsuin to make pills on the spot, we cannot expose him. Do not panic. If we cannot convince the old king, let's invite someone from outside. Take my token to the Chu family's house and inform the Chu family head that there is a master alchemist here who can help solve his problem. He thought to himself that not long ago, in Lianvan City, the Chu family had a disciple of a great sect who was injured and was seeking a master alchemist to heal. Xuan, you really encountered difficulties this time. Now, Lao Huang is trying hard to please Master Ye. Look at how I did just now. It was really good. You think I can swallow the elixir, but my score is enough to exchange for alchemy skills. But using it here is a bit wasteful. From what Ye Xuan just said, Lao Huang has great hope for becoming a disciple. Ye Xuan understands in his heart that this old guy wants to make money and cannot easily get rid of him. It's not that we can't accept you as a disciple, but it depends on your performance. Ye Xuan made a gesture to Lao Huang calmly, indicating that Lao Huang should understand Master Ye's meaning as soon as possible. You wait and see. I will definitely do well. I will definitely bring you more elixirs so that you can harvest Ye Xuan even happier. Haha. It's really impossible to recruit disciples like this. After a while, there will be another batch of points in his account. Now, someone is asking if the owner of the Ye family is at home. I heard that there is an alchemy master in the Ye family, and am here to trouble you. Everyone in the Ye family can see that Zhou Dafu is not the richest man in Lianyun City. Why did he come here? There is also an alchemy master. It sounds like Zhou Dafu is here to find Ye Xuan. Why does Zhou Dafu know that there is a master alchemist in our family? Ye Bufan thought to himself that Zhou Dafu's father had already invited him, and now we can watch Ye Xuan's good show. I see how you explain it to everyone. The head of the Yi family also politely approached and invited the head of the Zhou family. I don't know if you came to find our alchemy master for something. Today, I came to invite the alchemy master to refine a pill. I don't know who the alchemy master is. Deep Xuan knew this person was the richest in Linvan City. If I don't swindle all his money, then I'm not myself. The main character pretended to say, I'm not in the mood for alchemy. Let's talk later. Chu Daifu was surprised. You are mistaken. I am here today to find a master alchemist, not you. Ye Xuan, your changes are too fast. I have a feeling that Zhou Dafu will be deceived by Ye Xuan. The elder pretends to say that the Ye family's face will be ruined. If Master Diep has accepted Bingon's apology, then the alchemy ceremony can proceed. At this moment, the corners of Diep Xuan's mouth curled up slightly. I could refine some pills, but my appearance has a price. The protagonist is eager to swindle this old man out of some cash. If him to refine pills, it must at least be for this amount. If you think this price is too high, you should leave quickly. He thought to himself, if I agreed to refine pills, it would be too obvious. 5,000 taels of silver should be enough to make him hesitate. Meanwhile, Chu Daifu stood behind, boasting. It's only 50,000 taels of silver, no big deal. He thought, what does this amount mean? That injured girl is a significant figure from the Liuvan sect. If I flatter her well, there will be many benefits in the future. To a poor Diep Xuan, what does 50,000 taels of silver even mean? Have I misunderstood the meaning of huge? Seeing Diep Xuan's expression, Chu Daifu seemed to sense his dissatisfaction. Is there a problem with this price, Master Diep? No problem. Looking at the slight sincerity he showed, Diep Xuan asked, what do you wish to refine? Meanwhile, Diep Xuan felt elated inside. Haha, 50,000 taels of silver. Just wait for me to devour you. I'm about to soar. You must not fabricate stories about him. Humph. Little miss, don't you dare doubt me. I have no desire to explain myself to you. Suddenly, the girl Xuan, wielding her weapon, charged towards Liu Diep Xuan. Unable to tolerate the bullying of his servant, he rushed towards her. The two clashed, and a loud boom echoed as they seemed evenly matched. Xuan was taken aback by Diep Xuan's strength. The head of the Diep family couldn't let them continue fighting and called for a halt. I speak to the head of the Chu family. And as for this girl Xuan, whether Diep Xuan is a master alchemist or not, it's not a reason for you to come to the Diep family and fight. If you continue to engage, don't blame me for being rude. This made Chu Daifu visibly unhappy. You intend to be rude to Xuan. She is the adopted daughter of the Liuvan sect's head. Can the Diep family really bear the consequences of such rudeness? Upon hearing this, everyone was astonished. Indeed, the Diep family could not afford to offend the Liuvan sect. Moreover, she is the adopted daughter of the sect's leader. Whispers spread among the crowd. The Liuvan sect possesses power even greater than the Tianguin sect. Diep Xuan has offended such a significant figure, his life is forfeit. Meanwhile, the elder was filled with delight. Allowing this brat to run rampant has tricked the adopted daughter of the Liuvan sect. Let's see how he meets his end. Diep Xuan, unexpectedly presented with such a golden opportunity, said casually, "I've had a change of heart. If you kneel and apologize right now, I'll forgive your deceit." Thinking to himself, Xuan can actually defeat me, despite being injured. This power isn't bad, it might be useful for me. As the protagonist, Xuan cannot allow anyone to easily outsmart him. This time, I will return this to you, Xuan. Through our recent battle, I sensed an unusual spiritual force, and it's clear that your injuries are quite severe. Miss Xuan, if you don't want to be bitten by the nine-ringed emerald-tailed snake, then kneel down and apologize to me obediently. Upon hearing this, everyone was astonished, while the Grand Elder was overjoyed. This girl claimed that the male lead had mastered alchemy and must pay the price. Meanwhile, Luni naturally sided with the male lead, exclaiming, "I believe that the young master is definitely a grand master of alchemy. You must not fabricate stories about him." "Humph, little miss, don't you dare doubt me. I don't wish to explain myself to you." With that, Miss Xuan brandished her weapon and struck towards Lo. Xuan, unable to tolerate anyone bullying his servant, rushed to confront her. The clash of their weapons echoed like thunder, and it seemed they were evenly matched. Miss Xuan was taken aback by Xuan's strength. The head of the Deep family could not allow the fight to continue and called for them to stop. "I am speaking to the head of the Chu family, and as for Miss Xuan, whether Xuan is a master alchemist or not is no reason for you to come to the Deep family and fight. If you continue, don't say I didn't warn you." This made Chu Daifu quite displeased. "Are you really going to be rude to Miss Xuan? She is the adopted daughter of the Liuvan sect's leader. Can the Deep family bear the consequences of being impolite?" Upon hearing this, everyone was astounded. Indeed, the Deep family could not afford to offend the Liuvan sect. Moreover, she is the adopted daughter of the sect leader. Whispers filled the air as people speculated. The Liuvan sect possesses greater strength than the Tianwen sect. Xuan has offended such a powerful figure, he is doomed now. The Grand Elder was filled with glee. Letting this brat run wild has now ensnared the adopted daughter of the Liuvan sect. Let's see how he ends up. Xuan, unexpectedly presented with such a good opportunity, said nonchalantly, "I've changed my mind. If you kneel down and apologize to me right now, I will forgive you for your deceit." Thinking to himself, Xuan has the ability to defeat me despite being injured. This power is quite formidable and could be useful for me. As the protagonist, Xuan could not allow anyone to outsmart him so easily. "This time, I will return this to you, Xuan. Through our recent battle, I sensed an unusual spiritual force, and it's clear that your injuries are quite severe. Miss Xuan, if you don't want to be bitten by the nine-ringed emerald-tailed snake, then kneel down and apologize to me obediently." Upon hearing this, Miss Xuan couldn't believe him. How could he know that I was bitten by the nine-ringed emerald-tailed snake? Could it be that he really does? This made the Depp family members lose faith in Xuan. Has Xuan gone mad? Who gave him the courage to demand an apology from Miss Xuan? Does he think that the venomous snake from Ho Chao can convince Miss Xuan? "This is outrageous," Xuan quickly apologized to Miss Xuan. "If you want to throw your life away, don't drag the Deep family down with you." At that moment, Deep Bat Pham approached Miss Xuan. "I sincerely apologize. Xuan has always been rather careless with his words. He speaks without manners. Bat Pham is here to apologize for that. If you have any requests, I will do my utmost to fulfill them. Haha, if I perform well, perhaps Miss Xuan will take a liking to me, and then I will rise to fame and success. A moment of glory with beauty in your arms. Haha! This man wanted to please the girl, but ended up getting slapped away. He turned to the main character and asked, "If you know the poison of the nine-looped snake, can you concoct an antidote for it?" Xuan arrogantly replied, "Of course I can. It's just a minor poison from the nine-looped snake. I know of 18 different elixirs that can cure it." As Xuan spoke of the potential cure, Miss Xuan's heart soared with joy. "Can you really?" But Xuan immediately refused. "Sorry, I'm not in the right mood to refine elixirs right now." "You don't want to refine elixirs. That's right. Today I am utterly fatigued, perhaps due to my menstrual cycle," he casually remarked. Xuan was grasping at straws to decline the elixir refinement, clearly not wanting to do it. Everyone noticed Miss Kwan's impatience. Could what Depoyan just said actually be true? A single glance revealed that Miss Kwan's poison was indeed serious. Was Depoyan truly a master alchemist? Yet he was unwilling to refine an elixir for her. Wasn't he afraid of offending the Li Yan sect? At this moment, Miss Kwan sighed. Depoyan, tell me, what will it take for you to concoct the antidote for me? Depoyan glanced at the teacup on the table. A mischievous thought crossed his mind. Oh, I spoke too much earlier. Now I feel a bit thirsty. Is there anyone who could pour me some tea? But just as Lu Ni was about to pour tea for Depoyan, he stopped her. No need. You've just been frightened. You should take a good rest, miss. How about being thirsty, then? Depoyan's gaze shifted to Miss Kwan, implying, coughing naturally leads someone to pour water for me. Miss Kwan was furious. You don't want me to pour water for you, do you? If not, then I won't. Depoyan knew that the poison affecting Miss Kwan was incurable. She would die in 3 days. Intentionally, he said, I'm going back to rest now. I'm exhausted from staying awake for so long. This time, I want to sleep for 3 whole days. Little did he know that after 3 days. Before he could finish, Miss Kwan humbly replied, Wait a moment. Depoyan turned around just as Miss Kwan brought a cup of tea before him. Master Deep, please drink slowly. Be careful not to choke on the tea. This act left the onlookers utterly shocked. Depoyan had Miss Kwan pour tea for him. What was he doing? Surely, Miss Kwan was currently pleading for her life, so a bit of humility from her could be understood. But didn't Depoyan fear that Miss Kwan would seek revenge later on? At this moment, Depoyan wanted to mock Miss Kwan. This tea is a bit hot. I think it'll wait a while longer to drink it. He pushed away the teacup that Miss Kwan had brought, then pretended to stretch. Suddenly my back feels a bit sore. Is there anyone who can help me massage it? Miss Kwan was so furious that she trembled with rage. She crushed the teacup in her hand, ready to draw her sword against Depoyan. Depoyan, how far do you intend to go? You dare to humiliate me like this. If you won't treat me, then I will take revenge. Upon hearing this, Chu Daifu instantly appeared before Miss Kwan. If something were to happen to her, then Chu Daifu would also be in peril. He quickly blocked her path and urged, Miss, please restrain yourself. You are a precious person. Do not take your life lightly. This girl wanted to strike at the male lead, but to protect her own life, the man intervened just in time. Turning to the male lead, Master Deep, he said, I will add an additional 50,000 taels to soothe your body. Will that help alleviate your discomfort? I sincerely hope you can refine the elixir quickly. Chu Daifu understood that if Quan Vulan were to meet with any mishap here, the Lin Van sect would demand his life in return. Today, it was imperative for Depoyan to concoct the antidote for Quan Vulan. When Depoyan heard Chu Daifu mention the extra 50,000 taels, he tightened his grip on him. For Depoyan, who was struggling financially, this sum was almost unbelievable. Chu Daifu thought Depoyan was sweating profusely from anxiety over the money being insufficient. Depoyan, 50,000 taels felt like an overwhelming gift. The system would absorb that amount, granting him accumulated points, which he could exchange for something valuable later. He feigned calm and said, All right, if Master Chu insists, I shall grant you a bit of face. Upon hearing this, Quan Vulan was overwhelmed with joy. Yet, she still had to maintain the demeanor of a young lady and maintain her pride. I suppose you understand your position. However, I have one more condition, Depoyan said seriously to Quan Vulan. You must apologize to Lu Ni before I assist you in refining the antidote. Upon hearing this, Lu Ni was taken aback, while Quan Vulan couldn't believe her ears. You want me to apologize to your servant? Indeed, Depoyan posed dramatically. Anyone who belongs to me is under my protection, and no one else can touch them. This declaration moved Lu Ni to tears. The young master is standing up for me. Meanwhile, the onlookers were not pleased. Lu Ni was merely a common servant, while Miss Kwan was a significant figure from the Lin Van sect. Was Depoyan being a bit too unreasonable? But looking at it this way, Lu Ni was indeed lucky to be aligned with such a noble young master. However, it remained uncertain whether Miss Kwan would agree to Depoyan's demand. Just as the crowd buzzed with discussions, Chu Daifu stepped in to defuse the awkward situation. Master Deep, Must we take it to such extremes? I can add another 10,000 tales. Việc xin lỗi, cứ để đó làm sao dừng lại đây, xin lỗi chủ nhà. Chú, đây không phải vấn đề tiền bạc. Tôi và Lưu Nhi lớn lên cùng nhau như huynh muội, nhưng vì tôi mà suýt nữa, cô ấy bị thương. I owe her an explanation. Meanwhile, Quan Vu Lan was taken aback, realizing Dip Huynh was a person of compassion, even towards a servant. This revealed a side of him that remained unchanged. More importantly, she needed his assistance in concocting the antidote. Chu Daifu was sweating profusely, trembling with fear as he tried to speak to Quan Vu Lan. However, seeing her wave her hand reassuringly, he stammered, "It's all right. I acted impulsively earlier, and for that, I must apologize." He then stepped forward to Lu Nyi, saying, "Miss Lu, I'm terribly sorry for what happened just now. It was all just a dream that I forgot." Lu Nyi quickly responded with a polite smile, "No need to apologize. I'm fine, truly. Nothing happened." All of this was observed by Dip Huynh, who watched the exchange unfold with keen interest. Miss Quan dares to take responsibility, setting aside her status as a disciple of a prestigious sect to apologize to Lu Nyi. Such virtue is truly commendable. The crowd gasped in shock, unable to believe that the proud Miss Quan would genuinely apologize to the heroine at Dip Huyn's request. It was unimaginable how great the influence of the great alchemist was. It seemed that as long as Dip Huyn was present, the Dip family could thrive for centuries. A once arrogant young lady humbled herself to apologize to a servant of the male lead, leaving the onlookers utterly astonished. Dip But Pham could hardly fathom the situation. This is outrageous. Quan Vu Lan and her companions have come to validate Dip Huyn's title as a Grandmaster Alchemist. What are we to do now? The elder felt the situation was precarious and advised, "Let's not rush. This is not advantageous for us. Well, bide our time and look for an opportunity. We will surely expose Dip Huyn." After Quan Vu Lan agreed to the male lead's request, she inquired, "When will you help me concoct the antidote?" Dip Huyn hesitated, his expression wavering. "It can be done now, but first you need to remove your clothing." "What, remove my clothes?" Both Quan Vu Lan and Lu Nyi turned crimson. "Could it be that?" "Yes," Dip Huyn confirmed. "To completely eliminate the venom from the 9 circles within you, your body must serve as the furnace for the elixir. The antidote will be directly refined within your body, thus your clothing will hinder the process." The crowd was in disbelief. They had never heard of alchemy requiring one to undress. Sounds like he's just trying to take advantage of the situation. Trusting him is pure folly. He bluntly exposed Dip Huyn's intentions, which irritated Dip Huyn. "Get lost. How can you claim that alchemy and healing are just taking advantage?" He pushed them all away, astonished. "A bunch of fools talking nonsense about alchemy. Everyone, leave at once." Dip Huyn, being a Grandmaster Alchemist, commanded respect. One could only hope that Miss Quan would be all right. Lu Nyi, too, needed to support the young master. How could a pure-hearted male lead like him do such things? What are these filthy-minded people thinking every day? I am a person of righteousness. At that moment, Quan Vu Lan's face flushed crimson as Dip Huyn looked up, noticing her standing before him. "Is this acceptable?" Dip Huyn burst into laughter. "Ha ha! This is the first time I've heard of this alchemical method. You're not deceiving me, are you? If you dare to trick me, you'll be signing your own death warrant," he asserted confidently. "I stake my honor as a master alchemist on it. I assure you, I would never deceive you. This is a necessary process to help you detoxify." His excitement was palpable. "Ha! This time I hit the jackpot." Unexpectedly, Quan Vu Lan retorted coldly, "Dip Huyn, the day I recover will be the day you meet your end. Anyone who has seen my true form must die." Just before she finished speaking, Dip Huyn interrupted. "Wait a minute." Quan Vu Lan looked at him in confusion as he added, "I need to prepare a few things." A faint aura of murderous intent emanated from Quan Vu Lan. Could it be that she intends to strike because I caught a glimpse of her body? He thought, I must devise a strategy to counter this. Then he called upon the system. "Do I have enough accumulated points to exchange for an alchemical technique now?" The system replied, taking notes, "Master, you currently have only 1,501 points, which can only be exchanged for mediocre alchemical techniques." This certainly wouldn't satisfy Dip Huyn. He waved his hand dismissively. "Using this would hardly allow me to showcase my skills." I want something better. Give me a superior alchemical technique. The protagonist demanded as he urged the system for high-quality goods, confidently proclaiming, "Even if I have to shoot arrows, it won't be a problem. I just made 100,000 taels, and soon my account will swell with accumulated points. I won't fret over this small amount." Moments later, the system swiftly presented a large gift package. "No problem. This is a special gift, crafted just for you. This unparalleled noble package not only contains exceptional alchemical techniques, but also includes many items not available on the market. This super valuable package only requires 10,000 points. Are you excited?" Yin Huin, he asked, his eyes lighting up as he clutched the gift package. "This is it. The system desires it." Without hesitation, he tore open the wrapping, and a rush of anticipation enveloped him as a surge of energy materialized before his eyes. "Let me see what's inside." But as the torn package revealed its contents, disappointment washed over Yin Huin's face. "Is this truly the alchemical technique you spoke of? It's utterly worthless." He scoffed. In the past, it had no value either. "Well, it's slightly better now. What more do you want?" The system interjected confidently. "Everything in my inventory is top-notch. This alchemy book will surely meet your expectations." Yet, Yin Huin couldn't help but retort, "What on earth are these items? And what about the so-called gifts? This is nothing but a pile of trash." The final explanation for this gift package lies with the system. The system chuckled mischievously. "I said they're gifts, so they are indeed gifts." Enjoying its small victory, it thought, "Finally, I could sell off this junk." At this moment, Yin Huin turned to the system. "Do you really dare to deceive me? I won't let you get away with this." The system replied weakly, "What do you plan to do?" As a result, the two plunged into battle. "You've already cheated me out of 10,000 points. Today, I must destroy you. How dare you hit me? I'm the system." In the end, the system was reduced to a pile of mush, shedding tears as it returned 10,000 points to Yin Huin. Just when Yin Huin was about to retaliate, he discovered something unusual. The system said, "Those are just scraps of worthless cloth. Even if you can see through things, it only makes others think you can't perceive the outside world." The system, stubborn as ever, finally raised a hand in a plea. "I will return your accumulated points right now, but the gifts must be reclaimed." At this moment, Yin Huin thought of a brilliant idea. "Wait, system, I've decided not to return them after all. Suddenly, I feel like these gifts aren't so bad after all. Haha, with this ragged cloth, can't I see everything?" Meanwhile, in the room, Quan Vulan was ready for Yin Xuan to heal her. She asked, "Yin Xuan, are you prepared?" Yin Xuan stepped forward, but he covered his eyes with the ragged cloth. "Haha, this cloth is really convenient. Now I can see everything clearly. The system must be dying of jealousy. Who would have thought it could be used this way? Master, you are truly shameless. You've seen everything." Seeing Yin Xuan with the ragged cloth over his eyes, Quan Vulan curiously inquired about his appearance. Yin Xuan pretended to be calm in his response. "Although you need to undress for alchemy and detoxification, there are differences between men and women. I can't take advantage of you." The male lead was pretending to be noble, covering his eyes with the ragged cloth while still rambling. "Now that I've covered my eyes, I can't see your body anymore." Hearing Yin Xuan's words, Quan Vulan felt moved and said to herself, "Yin Xuan, you didn't expect that you could be so noble." Just then, as Quan Vulan continued to be lost in her thoughts, Yin Xuan hurriedly pretended not to see. "Miss Quan, what's going on? Where are you?" Miss Quan looked at Yin Xuan like a righteous person and without hesitation began to shed her outer garments, saying, "Yin Xuan, I've almost undressed completely. You can help me detoxify now." Unbeknownst to her, Yin Xuan had already seen everything. He hesitated and said, "Have you undressed already, or should you put it back on?" Before he could finish, Quan Vulan grabbed Yin Xuan's hand. "Master, don't waste any more time. Help me with the alchemy detoxification right now. I'm all set." Quan Vulan suddenly stood before Yin Xuan, catching him off guard. He had no idea that Miss Quan could exude such an overwhelming presence. Immediately, Yin Xuan, unable to withstand the pressure from the formidable wall of aura, suddenly had a nosebleed and fainted. Hamiu pretended to be serious, sitting up and saying, "It's nothing, I just consumed too many elixirs and got a bit overheated." Let me recuperate for a moment, and then I'll help you with the detoxification. Looking at Xuan sneakily, Quan Wulan was filled with doubt. Meanwhile, Xuan's expression turned pained. This girl truly had a stunning figure. Thankfully, I had just learned some alchemy techniques, and my spiritual power had increased significantly, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to bear it. Gradually, Xuan managed to calm himself. Miss Quan, I'm here. With that, Xuan began to heal Quan Wulan. The fusion of yin and yang energies during the alchemical process was remarkable. Quan Wulan's face contorted in pain, and after an hour, the eldest outside grew anxious. Pacing back and forth, oh my, it's been nearly an hour already. I wonder how Xuan is doing with the alchemy. We absolutely cannot let anything happen to Miss Quan. After saying that, he rushed to block Gui Buxian's way. Hurry up, you hold them back. I need to see what Xuan is doing inside. I'll find a chance to break in and expose him as my father. With that, Yan Buxian crouched down, peeking at Xuan. I don't believe you're an alchemy master. Let's see how I can make you pay. Before he could finish, Xuan flung open the door with force, knocking Yan Buxian back and leaving an imprint of the door on his face. This is indeed the alchemy technique the system provided. It's incredible Vlaco. Just stepping into the mainstream and already so powerful. Seeing Yan Buxian sprawled on the ground, it was clear he hadn't been defeated by Xuan. At that moment, the daughters approached, asking what had happened. Has Miss Quan been treated yet? Young master, do you need to rest a bit? Xuan confidently replied. Everyone, rest assured. This alchemy master will manage it well. Miss Quan is fine now. She's just in the room playing a little. She'll come out in a moment. Observing Xuan's confidence, everyone felt reassured. The onlookers began to warm up to him. Even the poison afflicting Miss Quan had been cured. Xuan must surely be an alchemy master now. Who would dare to doubt him anymore? I absolutely won't recognize him. Remembering the moment when Lin Cher and Xuan annulled their engagement, it was truly blind ignorance. Just as everyone was praising the male protagonist for his alchemy skills, someone entered the Yan family, clearly there to stir up trouble and urging the protagonist to come out. The head of the Yan family sighed. Lin Shui, you and Xuanni have called off your engagement already. What do you still want here in the Yan family? I've come to take my revenge because Xuan humiliated me last time. He arrogantly introduced, this is my senior brother, Gui Buqi, also a disciple of the Heavenly Origin sect. He is a master of the 9th level of martial arts. Xuan, your time is up. With that, Gui Buqi stepped forward menacingly, declaring, who is Xuan? Step up and accept your fate. The elders of the Yan family were taken aback, 9th level of martial arts. The strongest among them had only just entered that level. Furthermore, he is a legitimate disciple of the Heavenly Origin sect. With such a powerful backing, it's truly unwise to provoke him. At this moment, the elders understood that Xuan was the hope for the Yan family's future. They absolutely could not let anything happen to him. What was so terrifying about the 9th level of martial arts, anyway? However, the Yan family is not easily intimidated. This is my Yan family, and I won't allow you to cause trouble here. With a swift motion, he raised his hand. Where are the people of the Yan family? Come here now. Moments later, a few figures sprang forth from all directions. The Yan family had arrived. Seeing the members of the Yan clan, everyone's confidence soared. These were the elite of the Yan family, one of our strongest forces. They all stood at the 9th layer and were skilled in coordination, capable of unleashing the full power of their cultivation. To everyone's surprise, the head of the Yan family called upon the members of the Yan clan for Xuan. No matter how strong he was, Gui Buqi was merely one man. Under the combined might of the Yan clan, he might not even gain the upper hand. Following this, the head of the Yan family commanded his warriors, obey my orders and drive Gui Buqi out of the Yan clan at once. At this moment, the members of the Yan clan had launched an attack on Gui Buqi, employing a 1,000-man formation. Yet, it seemed Gui Buqi was unfazed, remaining eerily calm. With a single stroke, he sent dozens of Yan warriors flying back several meters. Even Gui Buqi himself couldn't believe it. How is this possible? How could this happen? At this moment, the head of the Yan family was equally astonished. What just one move has shattered the combined attack of the Yan clan? My sword is forged from celestial cloud steel, inscribed with priceless seals. To fall at his hands is truly an honor for you." Witnessing Guibuchi's overwhelming strength, Lin Chenyi smiled brightly. "Haha, a bunch of useless fools think they can stop Guibuchi. Senior brother, just point at the Yan clan and say, 'If you don't hand over Yan Xuan, I might spare you all.'" To protect the last hope of the Yan clan, the head of the Yan family resolutely refused to surrender. He said, "Yan Xuan, Guibuchi is far too powerful. You should leave first. I will hold him off for you." Yan Xuan calmly smiled. "It's all right, uncle. Don't worry about me. Guibuchi's blood energy is weak and his foundation unstable. His cultivation is certainly reliant on pills. What he leans on is merely the might of his weapon. I have a way to deal with him." Gazing at Guibuchi, the celestial cloud steel sword already hinted at its preciousness. Yan Xuan devised a sinister plan to absorb Guibuchi's sword, certain it would yield a significant accumulation of points. In this day and age, there are still those bold enough to provoke the main character, arrogantly declaring, "Yan Xuan, you finally found the courage to stand up. Yesterday, you humiliated me today. I will make you pay double." That's right, kid, I advise you to take the easy way out and end it all. Otherwise, by the time I draw my sword, you will suffer greatly. At this moment, Yan Xuan had regained his composure and was preparing for battle. "Oh, the sword isn't half bad, but it's a pity the one wielding it is utterly useless. To take you down, one strike will suffice." "What did you say? If you're seeking death, I shall grant it to you." With that, he lunged toward Yan Xuan. Yan Xuan, undeterred, had declared that just one strike was enough to deal with him. This left everyone in the Yan clan astonished. Yan Xuan dares to face Guibuchi unarmed. Has he lost his mind? It's over. The alchemy master of the Yan clan hasn't even made a name for himself and is already destined to fall. "Yin Xuan, why are you being so reckless?" However, Lam Tutni was confident that Yin Xuan stood no chance against Nguibuchi. "Yin Xuan, are you truly seeking your own demise?" Just then, Nguibuchi charged fiercely toward Yin Xuan, but Yin Xuan caught his sword barehanded. "Your sword isn't bad now, it belongs to us." With that, the system began to voraciously absorb his sword, leaving Nguibuchi in shock. "What, he dares to catch my sword with his bare hands?" At that moment, a brilliant golden light swirled around, and Nguibuchi found himself unable to resist. The blinding golden light struck fear into everyone around. Just as Nguibuchi opened his eyes, he realized he was left with nothing but an empty hand. "What is happening? Where did my great sword go?" While Nguibuchi was still pondering the whereabouts of his sword, Yin Xuan seized the opportunity to land a punch right in his face. "Where's your sword? I told you not to pretend in front of me." The punch knocked out several of Nguibuchi's front teeth, sending him crashing to the ground, while the system registered a bounty of 500 points. "You little brat, daring to fight while being distracted, you're truly unprofessional." But when Yin Xuan turned back, Lam Tutni trembled in fear. Yin Xuan's expression was indescribable. "Now it's your turn." Lam Tutni hugged her head, crying, "Don't come near me." Half an hour later, Yin Xuan held silver and jewelry in his hands. Lam Tutni expressed her gratitude. "You're such a good person. Every time you come here, you gift me so many wonderful things. Please visit more often." At that moment, Lam Tutni realized she had been stripped of everything but her clothes. "Oh, Yin Xuan, you are not a good person," Lam Tutni scolded him. "All you care about is money, lacking any sense of character. You'll never stand tall, and no girl will ever like you." After hearing Lam Tutni's words, the onlookers began to murmur. Although Lam Tutni's words were somewhat harsh, they seemed to hold some truth. Indeed, in Yin Xuan's eyes, all he sees is money, which is not a good thing. If this continues, finding a girlfriend will become a problem. Is it possible that a genius cannot have the thoughts of an ordinary person? Even the head of the Yin family was nearly swayed. So what should we do? Starting tonight, shall I take Tianyi to experience life at Yinhongvian? Some said that the protagonist would never have a girlfriend. Indeed, everyone began to chatter. "Haha, Yin Xuan, you have nothing left to say. A person like you will never attract a good woman." Just then, someone opened the door and called for the male lead. Yin Xuan turned to look, spotting Quan Tuthu. At that moment, Quan Vulan approached Yehuan and said, "Yehuan, thank you. Immediately after, she threw herself into his arms, confessing, "You are the best and most upright man I've ever met." Yehuin, without hesitation, embraced her back. "No need to thank me. Everything I do is what I must. Yet my heart dances with joy. The heavens and earth bear witness to my integrity. This isn't mere self-praise." Witnessing this scene, everyone gazes at me with admiration. It seems he has his admirers after all. What has Yehuin done to deserve such attention? Lady Xuan dares to embrace him, and the Ye family head has seen it all. It seems like Twitney no longer needs my guidance. In the past, I too was once a force to be reckoned with. However, Luni feels a pang of jealousy towards Lady Xuan. She too wishes to hold Yehuin close. At this moment, Lin Twit still believes they are merely putting on an act and continues to mock. I just mocked you for not finding a girlfriend, and now this scene appears. Do you think I'll believe it? This setup must have cost you a fortune to hire actors, right? Hearing Lin Twit's words, Quan Vulan feels a wave of suspicion. Excuse me, were you mocking me just now? Why fear others unearthing your hidden truths? As soon as she finishes speaking, Lin Twit receives a sharp slap across the face. The slap is truly unbelievable. You dare to hit me. Do you even know who I am? I am Tianyuan. Before she can finish her sentence, Quan Vulan interrupts. I don't care who you are. If you seek revenge, the Lit Vun sect will be waiting for you. Upon hearing the name Lit Vun sect, Ling Twit is left speechless. You are the leader of the Lit Vun sect, Quan Vulan Then. Quan Vulan pulls out a token and declares, I hereby inform you that from now on, whenever you encounter Yehuin, you must take a detour, for Yehuin will become the Ka King of the Lit Vun sect. After saying this, she presents the token to Yehuin, causing everyone to be filled with envy and admiration. How enviable Yehuin has become the king of the Lit Vun sect. The Lit Vun sect is stronger than Tianyuan, and yet Yehuin has achieved this. It's simply unbelievable. Meanwhile, Lin Twit is in a state of utter confusion. What is going on? You actually let Yehuin become the Ka King of the Lit Vun sect. This is insane. Are you, Miss Lin, teaching me how to conduct myself? Your strength is quite evident. Lin Twit can only bow her head in shame. Yet, she never anticipated that Ubat Ki, considered useless, would now wish to restore his engagement with Yehuin. She pretends to step forward, feigning vulnerability. Yehuin, I know I have made many mistakes, but we were betrothed since childhood. Can we not restore it? Before she can finish her plea, she receives a slap that sends her sprawling. You treacherous little heiress. If you come to my house, I'll hit you every time we meet. And don't lie there playing dead. Get out of my sight. She is kicked out repeatedly. With her dignity shattered, she quickly flees, leaving behind a parting shot. Yehuin has offended Tianyuan. I will take my revenge soon. The male lead defeated the disciples of the Thienguin Tong sect, causing them to flee in disarray while continuing to taunt. We will definitely return for revenge. At this time, Jun Wulan blushed as she looked at Yen Suyen and said, Young Master Yan, you don't need to worry. With my status in the Lin Van sect, they wouldn't dare do anything to you. Although Yen Shuyan didn't care much for the Thienguin Tong sect, he still felt grateful for Jun Wulan's concern and replied, Thank you for your thoughtfulness. This made the Yan family head extremely joyful. Heaven bless us. Now, Tuyetni has become a Grandmaster Alchemist and is admired by Miss Quan as the successor of the Lin Van sect. The Yan family is about to soar to the heavens, just one step away. Meanwhile, Leonie dreams, Miss Quan is simply amazing. I too wish to be like her. Yan Bufan's plan has failed. He could only ask his father, what should we do now? Yen Xian has now become the heir of the Lin Van sect. If this continues, the Yan family will have no place left for us. Therefore, we must act first. We must eliminate Yen Shuyan before he truly gains strength. The discipleship ceremony that Elder Huang prepared must surely involve a precious elixir. Yen Shuyan has a penchant for the purest of things. When the time comes, you must seize the opportunity to add more poison. I understand, Father. However, Yan Bufan began to score points against Yen Shuyan. This time, I will certainly make it so you can't survive. At this moment, Jun Wulan expressed that it was time to leave, but before departing, she wanted to invite Yen Shuyan to join the expedition to the beast-infested Lianvan Mountains. Before she could finish her sentence, Junwu Lan's face turned crimson, not knowing whether young Master Yan would be interested. Yan Xuan had originally planned to go, and absorbing the blood essence of magical beasts was one of the crucial methods to earn points. If he could go with Junwu Lan, there's still a favor I could gain from him. He has agreed. Of course, Miss Xuan, please send someone to inform me when the time comes. Yan Xuan will definitely come. After that, Junwu Lan courteously bowed. In that case, thank you, young Master Yan. I will send someone to notify you then. Today, I must take my leave, Yan Xuan replied politely. Miss Xuan, goodbye. At this moment, Elder Huang approached joyfully with a pile of elixirs. Master, I have come Kai. The discipleship ceremony for my apprentice has been prepared. Don Bufan saw Elder Huang bringing the elixir and seized the moment to feign stepping forward to speak. Elder Huang, you have so much here, let me help you carry it. At that moment, the poison had already been mixed in, resulting in Elder Huang giving him a punch. Get lost. How could someone like you touch the offerings for my master's ceremony? But alas, just as the poison was mixed in, it was spotted by Yan Xuan, who intended to use this trick to make things difficult for him. You're too young to play these games. Just when there was nothing else to do, I might as well indulge you for a bit. At this moment, Elder Huang knelt before Yan Xuan. Master, how do you see my sincerity? What's your sincerity? Then Yin Xuan grasped a vial of elixir and declared, I'll give it a try. However, from a distance, the Grand Elder was observing Yin Xuan. Sure enough, Yin Xuan was utterly unable to resist the allure of the elixir. With a swift motion, he popped the elixir into his mouth, just like before. The system displayed Elixir Ding Van compared to Lac Dan, each adds 300 points. Yin Xuan ravenously consumed the elixirs, and the system continuously tallied up points. The father and son duo had initially expected him to succumb to the poison they fed him, yet the result was an insane absorption of the toxic substance, racking up points. After his feast, Yin Xuan was taken aback by the high value of the poison that these two had given him. From afar, Yin Butfam watched Yin Xuan devour the poison with indescribable joy. Father, we've done it. Yin Xuan has consumed all the elixirs? Indeed. Now we just need to wait for him to die from the poison. At this moment, Old Huang stepped forward to inquire, What's your sincerity in becoming my disciple? Just a moment ago, Yin Xuan had been quite pleased, but now he feigned a dark expression, suddenly collapsing to the ground, pretending to suffer from stomach pain. The head of the Yin family sensed something was off and rushed over to investigate. Father Yin Xuan has succumbed to the poison. The heavens have finally seen justice, killing off Yin Xuan. The head of the Yin family, still worried, asked, What's wrong? Yin Xuan, still playing dead, reassured him, I'm fine, really. I think it was just the elixir being mixed improperly that caused the poison to act up. Fortunately, my strength is formidable, and I've overcome it. Yin Butfam and his son were still basking in their self-satisfaction. Damn it! How could he endure it? I never imagined Yin Xuan would be so resilient. He's even unafraid of such a potent poison. Yin Xuan overheard the discussions behind him and thought, Yin Xuan truly is a genius amongst geniuses. Ordinary poisons cannot even touch him. Who would have thought he'd be this strong, unafraid even of poison? Ha ha! I see Yin Xuan has turned into an invincible protagonist. Yin Xuan continued his act. Thank you all for your praises. Truth be told, I dare not boast. Today's luck in surviving is just because the toxin was too low. Yin Xuan deliberately let Yin Butfam and his son overhear. If the toxin were 10 or 8 times stronger, I would surely perish without a doubt. By acting this way, Yin Butfam and his son would undoubtedly spare no expense to provide me with 10 more vials of poison. This way, I could harvest a whopping 10,000 points for free. What a delight. Meanwhile, Yin Butfam was trembling with rage beside him. You scoundrel, we spent so much to buy the poison, yet it didn't kill him. If it were 10 times that amount, he would definitely be dead without a doubt. So what now? Then let's prepare one for him. If that's not enough, then get 10. But father, we don't have the money to buy the poison. The Grand Elder gritted his teeth. Then sell the land, sell the house. We must eliminate Yin Xuan at all costs. The Yen clan will fall into our hands, no matter the cost. Truly, villains are still so easily deceived. At this moment, Old Huang suddenly knelt down, weeping and self-recriminating. Master, I apologize. The medicinal pills I prepared were meticulously crafted. I had no idea there was a problem. Please, master, pay attention. However, the others began to gossip. This old Huang is the top alchemist we hired, yet he almost killed Yen Xuan. Daring to poison the genius of our Yen clan, he won't escape his fate. Let's see how Yen Xuan will deal with him. Although this is a drama deliberately staged by Yen Xuan, it has nothing to do with old Huang's poison issue. Moreover, old Huang is unaware that Yen Xuan is acting, so he is filled with guilt. Afterward, Yen Xuan told everyone to be quiet. This old fool thinks he used poison to harm the protagonist, unaware that the protagonist is merely performing. Then, the protagonist helped old Huang up, feigning justification. The medicinal herbs have complex interactions. It's not something a novice like you can easily discern. I know your intentions were good, therefore I won't blame you. Old Huang, moved, thanked his master. Hearing Yen Xuan's words, a crowd began to flatter him. This made Lu Ni furious, a bunch of sycophants. When young master was crippled, none of you spoke a word. Now you all appear to fawn over him. Meanwhile, old Huang still felt guilty. Master, as long as you're fine, that's good. If not, I would have to feel guilty for a lifetime. Master, there's one more thing I wish to trouble you with. My body has some delicate issues. Yen Xuan naturally knows about these trivial matters. Can't you stand up for this minor issue? I will help you heal it, given your sincerity. However, the treatment medicine is insufficient. Tomorrow, I will go to the Lingyao Pavilion to fetch some. Once it's prepared, I will have someone inform you to come. Then, I sincerely thank you, master. Transitioning to the secret chamber of the Lam clan, at this moment, Lam Tuetni spoke to Namkung Shikshong. Yen Xuan not only humiliated me, but also said that the Thianguin Tong sect is worthless. You must teach him a lesson. That's right, Namkung Shikshong, he even stole my Shui Ting sword. You must help me retrieve it. The newly introduced character, Namkung Fivu, declared. I am at a crucial moment in the bloodline of the Beast King. Why are you all talking about Yen Xuan set? Aside the matter of Yen Xuan and quickly go capture more virgins. Understood? Yes, I understand. Namkung Shixiong, I will go immediately. However, deep down, Namkung knows that as long as he concocts a few more virgins, he will successfully separate from the Beast King's bloodline. At that time, even in the Thianguin Tong sect, he will become a key figure. Meanwhile, on the other side, Yen Xuan was purchasing medicine at the Jia Yao shop. The owner seriously reminded Yen Xuan, recently, there has been a very bold thief among the customers. It's best to keep your purse well hidden. Don't let it slip, Yin Xuan. He turned to express his gratitude to the shopkeeper for the reminder. But to steal the money right in front of me, that's no easy feat. Before he could finish his sentence, the thief was already before Yin Xuan, snatching the coin pouch and turning back to confirm with the shopkeeper. Did you just get robbed? I've seen this scene play out at least 10 times already. It's too brazen, a slap in the face of Yen Xuan. Yen Xuan cannot lose face over this. He must regain his dignity. Is there any way the system can track down the thief who took my purse? Of course, just 10 points, and the system will teleport you right in front of your opponent. Would you like that? Master, absolutely. Yen Xuan couldn't hold back. Losing money is minor, but losing face is monumental. He certainly couldn't endure that. The transaction was completed. Master, please check your score. Immediately afterward, the system announced, I will teleport you now. However, Yen Xuan felt an ominous premonition. Before he could finish his sentence, the system yanked Yen Xuan up into the sky. His heart raced as if it would leap out of his chest. The system propelled the protagonist skyward, accelerating to 100 meters to chase after the thief. They shifted scenes to a forest outside the city and then dropped the protagonist from the sky. Yen Xuan continued to curse, insisting the system couldn't be slower or they would lose track of the thief. He then looked around. Where is everyone? Where did the thief run off to? Just then, Tuyathan was being hunted and threw a carrot to Yen Xuan. He caught it obliviously, unaware of the danger. As Yen Xuan stood there in confusion, a figure swung a knife toward him. Dare to strike at the bloodline of the Tran clan. Yen Xuan immediately sensed the murderous intent and quickly dodged. This person wanted him dead. It was Tran Fong, the son of the Tran family in Linvan City. Oh, he's quick too. Let's see how long you can keep dancing around. Tranfong relentlessly attacked Yen Xuan. Confused and on the defensive, Yen Xuan said, "Young hero, it seems there's a misunderstanding between us." Next to him, Tuethan glanced at Yen Xuan, thinking, this guy has some impressive agility. Tranfong ignored Deep Huiyan's explanation and continued his assault. Deep Huiyan couldn't take it anymore and cursed, "You think I'm holding back for your sake. If you refuse to listen to my explanation, I won't hold back any longer." Unfazed by Deep Huiyan's threats, Tranfong continued to mock him. "With your strength, do you dare to speak back to me?" Deep Huiyan gripped his sword tightly and retorted, "Do you really think I won't dare? It's not that I doubt your courage, I just believe you lack the strength." Meanwhile, the servants of the Tron family continued to jeer. "That kid only has a cultivation level of 5 or 7, yet dares to talk back to our young master. Have you heard of the 4 Tron families in Linvan City? Our young master is a subordinate of the 4 powerful families at levels 5 and 9. If you dare to steal and fall into our young master's hands, you clearly don't know how to survive." At this moment, Deep Huiyan found himself surrounded by them. Tuetang looked on. "Knowing that I had dragged Deep Huiyan into this mess, I sighed. I'm sorry, my friend. I truly didn't want to play the hero in front of you. You stole my wallet and even tried to pin the blame on me. Once I settle this matter, I'll come for you. Let's settle this then." Chenfong brandished his knife, stepping toward Deep Huiyan. "You're young, yet your audacity is remarkable. Hand over the blood now, and I might let you live." Deep Huiyan seemed unfazed, standing his ground. "Fine, I'm curious to see what a 9th-level martial master is really made of. If you want to witness my strength, you're not worthy as you stand." With a wave of his hand, he commanded, "Surround and eliminate this brat. Retrieve my blood." With those words, he charged at Deep Huiyan. Suithangthang, lingering behind, hesitated, uncertain whether to intervene. She hadn't anticipated Chenfeng's ruthlessness. If she jumped in now, escaping later would be a challenge. As they rushed toward Deep Huiyan, he was already prepared. With a swift motion, he unleashed the Ice Thunder Slash. In mere moments, Chenfeng's men were easily subdued, left in disbelief at Deep Huiyan's might. How can he be this strong? His blade moved so fast, they had aimed to kill the protagonist. But the result was that the protagonist wiped them out with a single move, leaving them unable to fathom his power. Now standing before Chenfeng, Deep Huiyan pointed his sword at him. "You and I have no enmity. I didn't steal this blood, I just unwittingly got caught up in this. Yet you seek to kill me. Truly a ruthless murderer." Meanwhile, Chenfeng, confident in his higher level than Deep Huiyan, chuckled. "Haha, I admit you have some strength, but in the end, you're merely at level 5. I stand at level 9. Thinking you can kill me is nothing but a daydream." At this moment, Suithangthang stepped forward to advise him. "Young hero, don't be overconfident. You're 2 levels below Chenfeng, and you can't match him. It's not too late to back down now." Silence. "Once I eliminate Chenfeng, we can discuss it then." No sooner had he spoken than Chenfeng lunged at Deep Huiyan. "To eliminate me. What gave you the courage?" he sneered, swinging his blade at Deep Huiyan, who retaliated with his own sword. A thunderous crash echoed, sending Deep Huiyan flying. Realizing he was at a disadvantage, he acknowledged Chenfeng's true strength. Chenfeng, reveling in his victory, laughed. "With your level of power, you think you can kill me? Get lost." Shutangthang stood by, nearly enraged, frustrated that she had dragged Deep Huiyan into this turmoil. "What on earth? Why won't this kid listen?" she thought. "Fine, I'm to blame for this. I can't just watch him perish because of my mess." With that, she charged toward Deep Huiyan. "Young hero, I will help you take down Chenfeng." But Chenfeng seemed even stronger than Suithangthang had anticipated. He was sent flying back dozens of meters by Chenfeng's strike, right beside Deep Huiyan. Deep Huiyan looked at the girl who was willing to help her and felt that perhaps she wasn't entirely bad. In fact, there was a glimmer of positivity in her. Yet, Chenfeng remained arrogant, mocking, "It's better if the 2 of you join forces. Let me save time by eliminating you one by one." With that, he unleashed the Kinhong Kiem along with a flurry of attacks aimed at Deep Huiyan. Deep Huiyan and the others hurriedly defended themselves, but a thunderous explosion erupted, sending them flying. At this moment, Suithangthang was gravely injured. yearning for something her whole life, only to be hurt now. Diephuyen finally understood how smooth her journey had been so far. This challenge was, in fact, a blessing for me, but relying solely on my current strength to confront a ninth-level martial artist was still beyond my capabilities. As soon as she finished speaking, Xuan stepped in front of Diephuyen and said, "Stop rambling. Just go. This mess is because of me. I've helped you fend him off. Let our grudge end here." Diephuyen coldly replied with a single sentence. "Why should I leave? I haven't taken down Chanfeng yet," he confidently retorted. "Are you out of your mind? The two of you together are no match for me. You think you can kill me? That's just thanks to the external system helping you convert all your accumulated points into energy for upgrades. No problem, points will be deducted while energy is being converted." At this moment, Chanfeng and the others looked quite shocked, even unable to believe their eyes. Diephuyen's level had increased right before them. A fierce flame enveloped Diephuyen, who displayed an unprecedented expression while addressing Chanfeng. "Your time is up." The protagonist's power surged from level 7 to level 9, leaving Xuan in disbelief. How is this possible? Who is this person? How can there be such a genius in Lin Venthan? Why have I never heard of him before? Meanwhile, Chanfeng refused to back down, saying, "Kid, so what if you've hidden your strength? You're a 9th-level martial artist, just like me. I've mastered the Kinhong Kim Fap, you can't possibly be my match." Diephuyen, unfazed, responded with disdain. "Whether or not you're a match for me will be determined in battle." Chanfeng, now furious, declared, "If you insist on dying, then he'll help you." He then activated Kinhong Bian, and in an instant, 9 shadowy figures appeared. Among those 9, only one was his true body. "Can you tell which one it is? You only get one chance to strike, while I have 9. How do you think you can win against me? If you kneel and beg for mercy now, I might just leave you with a complete corpse." At this moment, Xuan felt a sense of unease. How disgusting. The aura and appearance are identical. How can one tell them apart? Diephuyen said coldly, "Haha, why should I bother distinguishing your true body? With just one strike, I can obliterate both you and your shadow." Hearing this, Chanfeng was not amused at all. He charged at Diephuyen, but Diephuyen bellowed, "Thunder slash! 9 blades unite." A gigantic sword of light surged toward Chanfeng, sending him reeling back dozens of meters. How could this be? My shadow was just shattered instantly. What kind of technique is this? While Chanfeng was still in shock, Diephuyen leaped in front of him. "Don't even think about taking my life." Chanfeng sensed the danger and knew he had to stop him. However, with a single strike, Diephuyen severed Chanfeng's sword. As Chanfeng spat blood, fury ignited within him. How could this kid be so powerful, Lengths? At this moment, there was no choice but to use the life-saving artifact my father gave me. Saying this, he pulled out the protective talisman, while Xuan looked on in disbelief at his victory. Chanfeng, ranked 5th among the geniuses in Lianvan City, was defeated by him with just one strike. "Did I provoke a deity? Chanfeng, you've lost, prepare for your death." Yet Chanfeng couldn't fathom that he would meet his demise here. He declared, "Haha, I may be losing today, but you will never kill me." With that, he gripped the life-saving artifact tightly, and a brilliant light erupted from it. However, Diephuyen sensed this and quickly retreated. A powerful aura. At that moment, a figure appeared before Diephuyen. It was Chanfeng. "Who dares come here to seek death?" A man who couldn't defeat the protagonist had to call for help from his father while pointing at the protagonist, exclaiming, "Father, it's this kid who wants to kill me. Please act swiftly and eliminate him." With that, Shenkang launched an attack on the protagonist, and a colossal hand loomed in the air. Diephuyen realized that this person possessed a higher realm than him, and a wave of unease washed over him. Suddenly, the giant hand shot towards Diephuyen. Boom! The deafening sound echoed for hundreds of kilometers as the hand crashed down. A massive imprint was left on the ground. Xuan was equally astonished. This was a master of the spirit realm. Only a spirit realm master could manifest a spiritual entity. With such a blow, that kid is definitely dead. I need to run, or I'll be next. Don't worry about me, my friend. On the 1st and 15th of every month, I'll light incense for you. After saying this, Xuan immediately fled, but inadvertently alerted Chunfeng to her escape. "Father, your daughter is the thief who stole the blood. Please, apprehend her." He then turned his assault on Xuan. Could Xuan meet her end here? Chunfeng was already calculating in his mind. That damned woman. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be in such a state of injury. When I catch you, I will make sure to torture you until I am satisfied. Just then, Xuan found herself in danger. Dipuin suddenly embraced her and fled, leaving Chunfeng and his father in shock. "What, that brat is still alive?" At this moment, Xuan exclaimed. "You took a hit from a powerful Chunling king and came out unscathed. If your real body were here, that blow would surely have hurt Dipuin. But now, as just a temporary spirit, that attack couldn't even faze him." However, Chunfeng was not one to easily let them off the hook. "Dad, don't worry. I was just a bit careless earlier. This time, I absolutely won't give him a chance to escape." With that, he charged at Dipuin, ready to attack, but Dipuin refused to back down. He unleashed a frozen thunder slash to confront him. Dipuin struck first, sending out a frozen thunder attack, but to his surprise, it had no effect on Chunfeng. This unexpected outcome left Dipuin taken aback. "Sorry, I didn't realize I was in spirit form right now. Any physical attack is useless against me. Let me kill you." With that, he lunged at Dipuin, nearly landing a hit. Fortunately, Dipuin swiftly used Thunder Escape to evade. "Kid, you're surprisingly nimble, but ultimately, you're still only at 5 to 9% of your strength. Based on your current power level, I really want to see how many times you can dodge." He immediately charged at Dipuin, launching a flurry of attacks. Dipuin knew he couldn't destroy the wall in spirit form, but he still wanted to check with the system to see if there was any technique capable of attacking spirits. "Hurry up and switch it for me." However, the system appeared with a bemused smile. The protagonist was in danger, and at that moment, the system offered the technique Tiger Roars, Dragon Sings, and mentioned that this was a high-level spirit attack. "Only, Master, your points aren't enough to exchange for it." Upon hearing this, Xuan cursed. "Is that all there is to it? If I consume the blood essence from the reservoir, would that be enough? Let's see." After pulling out a calculator and crunching the numbers, it turned out he was still 200 points short. "Oh my God, why am I still short by 200 points? Just as he finished speaking, the wall behind Xuan struck him. A powerful blow sent Xuan flying several meters. At this moment, Xuan was severely injured, blood gushing from his wounds. Xuan rushed over, asking, "Are you okay?" Xuan realized that if things continued like this, he wouldn't survive. He needed to find a way to acquire a treasure to consume and gain points. Then, Xuan helped Xuan to his feet. "No, we have to run. With such a huge disparity in our realms, we stand no chance against that wall." With that, she took out a talisman. This is the 1,000 Miles Talisman. It can transport us thousands of miles away in the blink of an eye. To escape the relentless pursuit of the city wall, you must endure a little longer for me to activate it. Upon hearing about the talisman, Xuan felt an overwhelming joy. "This must be incredibly precious. I can only wonder how much it's worth." Xuan, trembling with fear, said, "This talisman is my treasure, worth several thousand taels of silver." At that moment, the city wall was closing in on Xuan. "You little brat, there's no escape for you." In a panic, Xuan tried to activate the talisman to flee, but Xuan absorbed it first. Thinking about the talisman worth several thousand taels of silver, Xuan mused, "I'm sure I'll score at least 200 points. Congratulations, Master, you have absorbed the Endless Miles Talisman and gained 1,235 points." This left Xuan in shock. "Where's the talisman? It was just in my hand." Xuan couldn't let anyone discover the secret of his system. He pretended to be calm and said, "I have no idea how the talisman vanished." Seeing Xuan crying while holding her head, he thought, "This is it for me. I've roamed over a dozen cities in the southwest without ever getting caught. Who would have thought I'd run into trouble the moment I arrived at Lianyun City?" In this critical moment, it was truly the foolish teammates that had doomed him. Xuan clutched her head, sobbing uncontrollably. This time, it was really over. This young lady had roamed over a dozen cities in the southwest without ever being captured, Yet upon arriving at Lianyun City, she had encountered disaster. In this dire situation, it truly felt like her teammate was a fool, causing her demise. Yehuai was still pondering about his incompetent teammates. "Are you talking about me, little brat? Don't you understand the gravity of the situation?" Yehuai remained composed, raising his hand. "I am indeed prepared, but only to eliminate you." After hearing Yehuai's words, guards by the city wall burst into laughter. "Eliminate me. Even if I stood here for 10,000 years, you wouldn't be able to harm me, not even a finger." I can tell this kid is panicking, scared stiff. The protagonist was challenging the odds. The villain couldn't believe it and laughed heartily. Shui Qingqing eyed his confidence, wondering if he had a trump card up his sleeve. But that was the essence of a powerful entity at the 5th level. How could he possibly counter him? However, she saw Yehuai call upon the system to exchange for the tiger howl, dragon chant. The system displayed that the points were sufficient to deduct 1,200 points. Of course, Yehuai thought, as he had the system, and in just a second, he learned the tiger howl, dragon chant. At that moment, Chen Chang also sensed that something was amiss. Damn it! How does this brat still have a trump card? "Hey, old man, you've been hitting me for so long, now it's my turn." With that, Yan Xuan charged at Chen Chang. "What tricks do you have up your sleeve? I want to see what you've been hiding." As Yan Xuan unleashed the tiger howl, dragon chant, the city wall simultaneously executed the Great Destruction Palm, colliding with each other. It seemed that tiger howl, dragon chant held a complete advantage. Everyone was utterly astonished. What kind of technique is this? "I can't believe you broke through my father's heavenly destruction palm. How powerful. Is this really his trump card? That move may be impressive, but it won't harm me." As he spoke, the city wall seemed to sense something was off. Tiger's roar, dragon's song, he launched his attack towards the wall. The spirit form of the wall seemed to sustain damage. "How can this be? I am a spirit. How can you harm me?" At this moment, Yan Xuan pressed the attack once more. "Humph, what of your spirit?" "My technique is designed specifically to strike at spiritual forms. My spiritual body can still crush you," Tran Kuang exclaimed, desperation clawing at him. He no longer had any tricks left. Even his father's spirit form lay shattered at his feet. With his last means of self-defense gone, all he could do was flee. "If not, I'll die today. If you want to run, you'll have to get through me first." Yan Xuan had cut off Tran Kuang's escape route. At that moment, he felt unbridled panic course through him. "Don't kill me, I can." But before he could finish, Yan Xuan's blade pierced through him, sealing his fate. Not quite dead yet, he gasped for breath. Who are you?" "Before you die, it won't hurt to tell you. The Yan clan, Yan Xuan." Upon hearing that name, Tuyetantain couldn't help but be taken aback. "So you're the Yan Xuan. I met in my childhood. I never imagined you would grow this strong." At that moment, Yan Xuan turned to Tuyetantan, ready to settle the score. "Tran Kuang is dead now. It's time to resolve the grudge between us. It's because of you that I was pulled into this pointless war. And now, you've even made enemies with the Tran clan." Yan Xuan glared at Tuyetantan as if he wanted to devour her whole. "Wait a moment, Yan Xuan, I'm Tuyetantan. Don't you recognize me? My father Tuyethai and your father Yan Shung were friends. We used to see each other often when we were young. Our families were allies." The main character was intent on settling the score with her, but she reminded him of their childhood bond. "Your father and mine were friends, allies." Yan Xuan was trying to confront her, but her words were hard to believe. "Humph, liar. Do you think I'll believe you? First, take this knife." With that, Yan Xuan swung his knife towards her. Tuyetantan realized that Yan Xuan completely doubted her words. With a loud explosion, Yan Xuan stepped forward. "Your speed is decent, but let's see how it compares to my Ice Thunder Slash." Seeing Yan Xuan in such a frenzy, Tuyetantan had no choice but to reveal her ultimate technique. "Yan Xuan, beneath your foot, there are 7 birthmarks, 3 large and 4 small." Just as Yan Xuan's knife was about to reach her, her words seemed to shake him. "How do you know there are 7 birthmarks beneath my foot, especially when their shapes are so clear?" Then she laid bare all of Yan Xuan's secrets without holding back. "Humph. I not only know about the 7 birthmarks under your foot, but I also know you have a red scar on your backside. What you know about this? Tuitangtine gestured to Yin-Xuan. Moreover, I even know. Before she could finish, Yin-Xuan stood frozen in embarrassment. Okay, don't say any more. I believe you. Is that enough? What a letdown. Is that all there is to it? Why must I dredge up these old memories? Yen-Xuan recalled through the original owner's memories that his father and Tuyet Tantan's father were indeed friends. Isn't your family from Van Kim City? I can't believe I've found you here. Moreover, you've become a famous figure throughout the city. Tuyet Tan was displeased by this remark. Hey, what are you saying? I'm not a thief. I prefer to call myself a robber of the rich to save the poor. Everything I take belongs to greedy merchants, to corrupt officials who oppress the common people. All the treasures I've collected are hidden away carefully, and I plan to sell them later to help the needy. At this point, Yen-Xuan became excited. So can I claim all those treasures for myself? Wouldn't that mean raking in a fortune? Those treasures are already in your possession. Tuitantan replied nonchalantly. Indeed, I've hidden them in an extremely secret cave, and the map to the entrance is concealed in my bosom. Yen-Xuan dismissed the location as irrelevant. As long as I can claim them all, that's all that matters. Hey, Tuitantan, I'm not feeling particularly generous right now. At that moment, Yen-Xuan's intentions took a dark turn. Look, I've done you a huge favor this time and made an enemy of the Tron clan. Don't you owe me something in return? The male lead was harboring ulterior motives toward the girl. Tuitantan was scared. Yen-Xuan, what are you planning to do? Even though I don't dislike you, we're still considered family, but I'm not ready. Don't worry, I just need you to be well prepared, he said, pushing Tuitantan down to the ground. He frantically tore at Tuitantan's clothes. Initially, she thought Yen-Xuan would do something terrible, but in the end, he merely snatched away her treasure map, his eyes gleaming with greed. Money, money, money. This was far from what Tuitantan had imagined. Yen-Xuan, you'll be lonely all your life. The scene shifted to the Tron family, where Tron Quang was furiously livid. Who the hell killed me? At that moment, Tron Fong rushed in, panic written all over his face. According to eyewitness accounts, young Master Fong and Yen-Xuan and the bloodthirsty thief were seen on the same Lean Van Mountain. The one who plotted against young Master Fong must be one of those two. This left Tron Quang incredulous. Isn't it that useless member of the Yen family? How could he possibly kill Fong? At that moment, a figure stepped forward, declaring with certainty, it was definitely Yen-Xuan who killed young Master Fong. What do you mean? Tron Quang couldn't grasp his words. Head of the family, haven't you always wanted to swallow the Yen family whole, Yen-Xuan? Isn't this a splendid excuse, more? The Yan clan is currently on the brink of collapse, and their elder refuses to bow down to Yan Jiang. If we just exploit this weakness a little, we could annihilate the Yan clan in one fell swoop. After that, hunting down the big bandit will be a piece of cake. But what about my grudge against Feng? If young Master Feng's spirit in the heavens were to know of this, he would undoubtedly support the clan leader in taking such action. Moreover, the clan leader is in a prime period of prosperity, so it wouldn't hurt to train another young master. After hearing this, Tron Quang nodded in agreement. Then let's proceed with your plan. Immediately contact the elder of the Yan clan to set a date for the attack. I want to take the lives of everyone in the Yan clan to avenge young Master Feng's spirit above. Just then, a servant entered with news for the clan leader. Clan leader, there's news from Mak Hoa Trung. Follow his instructions and immediately get in touch with the elder of the Yan clan to choose a day to strike. I want the lives of everyone in the Yan clan as a tribute to my spirit above. At that moment, the servant reported that Manhwa Trung had arrived. Medicinal herbs from the Lam clan have been delivered. Tron Quang looked quite pleased with this acquisition. With these items in hand, no matter how the Deep clan tries to hide their secrets, they will be hard-pressed to escape death. Ha ha! The scene shifts to a small forest where strange sounds echo. How can you be so strong? Hey, this is just the beginning. I haven't even unleashed my full power yet. No, I can't take it anymore. Come on, we're almost there. We'll charge out first. With a swift motion, Deepui burst forth carrying a large sack of treasures. Ha ha! Finally, I've managed to get these treasures out. What are the fans thinking? My author is dead serious. No joking around here. The main character is rushing out with a massive sack of treasures, while the girl can barely manage a small bag and is exhausted. Depuy, hurry and help me. This made Xuan very angry. You insufferable fool. If it weren't for my unparalleled beauty, it wouldn't matter. Yet he fails to appreciate beauty. Upon hearing Xuan's words, Depuy immediately set the treasures down to assist her. Hearing her plea made Depuy even more enthusiastic. Thang, I'm coming. Watching Depuy rush to help her, Xuan found it rather amusing. Is this Depuy trying to embrace me? Well, who could blame me for being a beauty that all men can't resist? Considering he saved me once, I'll give him a chance. In the end, Depuy snatched the treasures from Xuan. Thankfully, she managed to catch them. These treasures must not fall. Furious, Xuan cursed, Depuy, you scoundrel! Wasn't I helping you, you insufferable brat? Am I worth less than these treasures? Is this your idea of help? You're just robbing me of my gold and silver. Without hesitation, Depuy retorted, I'm not stealing gold and silver, I'm seizing your heart instead. I recall you have a betrothal already. Xuan did indeed have a betrothal. Could anything possibly happen with Depuy? Despite being someone she despised, for the sake of her family and her father, Depuy believed that Xuan's departure must be related to this engagement. Should I help Xuan? Well, she hasn't said anything, so it wouldn't be appropriate for me to ask. After all, that's her business. However, as Depuy turned around to gaze longingly at the treasures, he couldn't help but drool. Swallowing the treasures is far more important. System, let me devour. After a period of voracious consumption, the system chimed. Ding, congratulations, master. You have devoured the blood essence of the Longdan Kui. Currently, the blood essence of Bakthu stands at 1 out of 100. Once you consume 100 types of blood essence from the magical beasts, you can unlock the Bakthu bloodline. This piqued Depuy's curiosity. What is this system? Unlocking it could triple the benefits and grant some unique abilities. Yet, there are even more powerful bloodlines in the shop. Why would I need this trash? Prices displayed on the screen were astronomical, leaving Depuy dazed. Good heavens. The high-level bloodlines in the shop cost tens of thousands, even millions of points. Where am I supposed to get that kind of money? Moreover, why spend when I can acquire it for free? Free, and they dare to say it so brazenly. At that moment, Depuy clenched his fist and said, Thang, let's head into the mountains and hunt some magical beasts. 3 days later, in the grand hall of the Diep family, the master was still anxious. Swit had been gone for 3 days. Where was she? Could she be in danger? However, Leo stepped forward and said, Master, it seems that the young master has ventured into Lianvan. Shall I lead a group to search for him? The protagonist's uncle suspected that Depuy had encountered trouble, so he wanted to send people to find him, but then the servant rushed in with alarming news. The Trenkung family has arrived at the door. They can't be stopped any longer. The sudden attack from the Trenkung family left the Diep family master completely bewildered. What on earth is happening? The Trenkung family claimed that the young master was killed by Daikongtu Trenkung. They seek revenge. This revelation shocked the master of the Diep family. Impossible. Trenkung is a 5th-tier cultivator. How could Swit have killed him? Beside him, Leo was also doubtful. Who would have thought the young master was so powerful? The master of the Diep family then called Leo, instructing her to search for Swit in Lianvan. He reminded her not to return until she found her. Immediately, he ordered the elders to accompany him to the front lines. The scene shifted to the front yard of the Diep house, where the Trenkung family was overwhelming the Diep family. At this moment, Trenkung stood before the Diep house wielding a large blade, declaring that today would be the apocalypse for the Diep family. You want to destroy the Diep family. Trenkung, are you dreaming? The master of the Diep family stepped out to confront him. The disciples of the Diep family felt a surge of confidence upon seeing their master arrive. This is great. The head of the family and the elders have arrived. Chen Qiang, how long have you been preparing for this boar? To dare to invade the Ye family's territory today is to invite your own demise. With Chen Qiang's strength surpassing that of the Ye family, he stands unafraid. Ye Jiang, You've only just taken half a step into the realm of spirit. You won't be able to stop me. Humph. I may not be your match, but the elders of the Yi family and that person are far from ordinary. If the Chen family truly wishes to fight to the end, the only outcome will be mutual destruction. Mutual destruction? I don't think so. Then we call for Ye Changha, who hasn't made a move yet. This leaves the head of the Ye family in a bit of a predicament, even caught off guard by the betrayal of the Grand Elder. Before the Yi family head could react, the Grand Elder plunged a knife towards him without hesitation. Seeing the head of the Ye family stabbed, the disciples of the Yi family panicked. Master, what is happening? This Grand Elder is a traitor. But the Grand Elder wore a triumphant expression. Master, rest assured, from now on, I will take care of the Yi family. Meanwhile, the Yi family head was about to rush at the Grand Elder. What a pity that the burden of everyone was so easily borne by the Grand Elder. As everyone witnessed the Grand Elder fleeing, suddenly the disciples of the Yi family appeared. It turned out that the Yi family had been poisoned. If I'm not mistaken, it must have been at the hands of the Grand Elder. Haha, it seems like the poison has no effect on Yehui, but it works wonders on you. Head of the Chen family, I present you this gift. Are you satisfied? Very much so. Chen Chang is far more complicated than the Grand Elder anticipates. Inside, he intends for the Grand Elder and the Ye family to destroy each other. After eliminating the Ye family, it will also mark the demise of the Grand Elder. Still politely inquiring about Ye Changha, I leave the next steps to you. After you eliminate Ye Zhang and that person, you will become the new head of the Yi family. An old man who once belonged to the Yi family, now manipulated by petty gains, blinded and rejoicing. Head of the Chen family, rest assured, the Yi family's top-tier strength is either wounded or poisoned. Annihilating them will be a piece of cake. However, his son is just like him, still being deceived by others. He's also ridiculed, Ye Zhang. All of today's events are because of the one who protected Yehui, that useless person. Rest assured, after you die, I will quickly send him down to reunite with you. All one sees is the head of the Ye family pulling out a jade pendant. The Ye family won't be easily destroyed like that. Born to uphold righteousness, he was born to protect the Ye family. The members of the Ye family are legally protected. Tran Kuang then realized it was a defensive formation. However, the Grand Elder steps forward, saying, Head of the Chen family, don't worry. I've seen this formation before. It can last at most the time it takes to burn a stick of incense. Once the formation vanishes, they will only have a path to death. If that's the case, let's give them a little time to breathe. In the meantime, the Ye family head instructs everyone to heal immediately. Even if we must perish, we shall stand and face our fate. But Master Deep sighed. His greatest concern remained the protagonist, Diepui Xuan. He hoped his son could survive this calamity. When the time came, he must avenge the Diep family. The situation had shifted to Lin Van City, where Deep long awaited. Deep Hui lamented the peculiar decline of beastly creatures in Lin Van Mountain. It took him 3 days to eradicate these creatures. While his cultivation had improved, he had only gathered half of the Bakthu bloodline. This pace felt sluggish, yet Xuan had already caught wind of some news. Rumor has it that the descendants of the Beast King in Lin Van Mountain had been abducted. Could the reduction of these creatures be linked to this event? Suddenly, Deep Hui recalled that a few days ago, Quan Vulan had invited him to enter Lin Van Mountain to investigate the beasts. Perhaps she had uncovered some clues. Just as Deep Hui was deep in thought, Liu rushed over, exclaiming, It's bad! It's bad, young master! You finally returned. Confused about why Liu was here, Deep Hui was taken aback when Liu broke down in tears. Young master, there's a major crisis at home. The Tran family, led by Tran Kuang, has come to seek revenge. They said they want to avenge Tran Kuang. The family head ordered me to inform you and advised you not to return. Upon hearing this, Depui's blood boiled with rage as he dashed home. But the battle between the two girls had already begun. They believed they could swallow their opponent whole. Who are you? I haven't even asked who you are. Why are you with my young master? Meanwhile, at the Dep residence, Tran Kuang was steadily advancing. The time for an incense stick to burn is almost up, Deep Trung. Your time is nearing its end. Master Deep was caught off guard, and everyone else felt equally unwilling. Tranquang, don't underestimate us. Those who wish to annihilate us should prepare for a tragic sacrifice. However, the disciples of the Yen family could not sit idly by. Yen people fear not death. It's just a death, after all. To kill one person is enough. Killing two means there's nothing left to regret. The Yen family was in peril, and the protagonist was racing back to assist. Meanwhile, the defensive formation of the Yen family could only hold for a short while. Once the formation shattered, it would spell doom for the Yen family. Elder Yen continuously mocked Yen Tam, stating, "As a person of our bloodline, I shall grant you a swift death." Just then, the time of an incense stick had passed, and the defensive formation collapsed. The master of the Yen family had no choice but to lead everyone into a desperate fight. Watching Elder Yen commit suicide, even Tran Quang felt regret at having to eliminate them. As the elder of the Yen family, he had become the most ruthless in slaughtering his own kin. How fascinating. Taking advantage of the heavily injured Yen family head, Elder Yen sought to end his life. He unleashed the fiery blade of madness, and the Yen family head could only hope that this sword might stave off the onslaught. Alas, it was in vain. The thread of fate had already been severed. The Yin family master was sent flying several meters. Yin Daichung Lao approached slowly, threatening, "Yin Huin, don't despair. The Yin family no longer has the strength to resist. Today you will surely perish." At that moment, the Yin family master could no longer fight. But the disciples of the Yin family were not cowards. "Even if it means risking my life, I must fight." Yan Bat Pham mocked Yan Chuang. "Your time has passed. This is now my era, and my father's." But the head of the Yan family knew all too well that Yan Dai Chuang Lao and Yan Bat Pham, these foolish ones, were completely oblivious to the fact that their family would soon face extinction. Could it truly end like this? As Yan Dai Chuang Lao prepared to deliver a decisive blow to the Yan family head, the male lead Yan Huin suddenly appeared. A powerful punch was thrown, sending him flying dozens of meters away. At that moment, Yan Huin was filled with rage, unable to believe how far the Yan family had been destroyed. "Today, you all must die." Yet the Yan family head didn't want Yan Huin to return, fearing he would only drag him into trouble. The wall of defense didn't expect that Yan Huin would dare to come back, truly seeking his own demise. Despite his injuries, the family head still managed to ask Yan Huin, "Why have you returned? Yan family is on the verge of extinction. You must leave now. You cannot hope to match them." Yan Huin patted the Yan family head on the shoulder, reassuring him, "Do not worry." Then, Yan Huin emanated a powerful aura. "As long as I am here, the Yan family will never perish." The family head sensed that aura as well. Who would have thought that just 3 days away, Meanwhile, Yan Bat Pham, overly confident, believed victory was within his grasp and mocked Yan Huin. "Do you still think you're the young master of the Yan family? Without the family, you are nothing but a useless..." Indeed, there was nothing more to be said. Just now, that brat only took advantage of my moment of distraction to strike. If we faced off directly, I could defeat him with just one move. Yet Yan Huin understood well that Yan Chuang Ha and Yan Bat Pham had always been discontent with the Yan family, but he never imagined they would ally with outsiders to attack their own kin. Do you really not understand that seeking revenge can lead to your own destruction? Yan Chuang Ha didn't want to hear your nonsensical excuses. He only knew that as long as you exist, the Yan family would never see the light of day again. Just when the Yan family was on the brink of destruction, the male lead appeared in the nick of time, mocking them with the words, "Only when you are all dead will the Yan family truly belong to us." Seeing their hopelessness, he resolved to eliminate these two threats for the sake of the Yan family. At that moment, Tran Quang noticed something unusual about Yan Huin's aura. "Let these two fools test what he's capable of," he thought. He ordered Yan Chuang Ha and Yan Bat Pham to stop their chatter and immediately eliminate Yan Huin. Together, they unleashed their powers, attacking Yan Huin with all their might. Though they charged at him fiercely, Yan Huin remained calm. "I don't even need to exert myself against trash like you," he declared. With a swift punch, he clashed with all three of them, effortlessly shattering their assault. He couldn't even believe what was happening. How could it be like this? Before he could finish his sentence, Yan Shuyan attacked them once again. A powerful strike sent Yan Changha and his son flying, leaving dozens of Yan family disciples in disbelief. The young master has defeated Yan Changha and his son with a single blow. How could the young master be this strong? It's incredible to have him here. Perhaps the Yan family still has hope. Though they were sent flying, Yan Shuyan began to reason with them. If you truly wish to claim the position of family head, then strengthen yourselves. Use your own fists to fight. Do not resort to underhanded tactics to conspire with outsiders to harm your kin. You are completely unworthy to call yourselves members of the Yan family. Yan Changha could never have anticipated that I would be defeated by someone so immature. Immediately after, I crawled toward the family head, Chen Jian. That brat, Yan Shuyan, is too powerful. I hope you will strike him down. But just now, the aura from Yan Shuyan's punch nearly reached the threshold of half-step spirit. Chen Jian's probing purpose was achieved. They only seek reasons to kill. They can't even handle a kid who hasn't matured. I see that you two are of no more value. Yan Chang'a realized he had been used. Then, before dying, Chen Chang struck, while Yan Chang'a and his son were still unwilling to accept that they were not the true heirs of the Yan family. Yan Juyan sighed as he saw this. Without true strength, no matter how many schemes one has, in the end, they only play the role of others. That is the tragedy of the weak. Chen Chang knew very well the level Yan Juyan had reached. He was even more than half a realm above him. Thus, he was not afraid of Yan Juyan. Haha, that was merely an appetizer. Young Master Yan, your real opponent is me. Next, I will personally eliminate you to inherit the soul buried within the heavens and earth. Looking at Chen Chang's fierce demeanor, the disciples of the Chen family felt a sense of pride and expressed that defeating Yan Changha and his son is hardly something to brag about. What is there to show off about this little brat, Yan Shuyan? Our clan is strong. We are not to be compared with Yan Changha and his son. Just with Yan Shuyan alone cannot prevent the demise of the Yan family. The true power of the strong cannot be compared to mere mediocrity. Everyone thought the protagonist would surely lose. The disciples of the Yan family sighed. The strength of the true spirit has run dry. Is this the heavens will to extinguish the Yan family? The strength displayed by the young master is only a fraction of the true spirit. How could he stand against Chen Chang? The Yan family head approached, urging Xuan, you should leave quickly. Don't sacrifice your life for us. That's right, young master. You must hurry and escape with your strength. You can surely survive. We are gravely wounded. We might not live, but as long as the young master survives, he will surely avenge us. As long as the Green Mountains remain, one need not fear the lack of firewood. The young master is the last hope of the Yan family. He is the protagonist. Yanhuin, how could this be? He cannot abandon his family. This is the bloodline I cherish. You need not speak further. Yanhuin will never forsake a single soul from the Yan lineage. The family head wanted to step in and advise, but Yanhuin cut him off. Uncle, if I abandon our kin now, what difference would there be between me and Yan Zhangha, along with the two who are clearly inferior to me? The clan leader of the Yan family could only relent. No wonder he was the head of the Yan clan. After that, Yan Shuyan produced some elixirs and handed them to Yan family's elder. Take these pills to heal your wounds. Leave dealing with Tran Quang to me. Clan leader of the Yan family accepted the elixirs and urged everyone to use them immediately for quick recovery to assist Xuan. The disciples of the Yan family echoed in unison. If the young master wants to fight, we will stand with him to the end. Let's recover, and then I will go take down some of the Tran family. But the young master's elixirs are truly extraordinary. After just one sip, I can already feel my strength returning significantly. Beside him, Tran Quang felt a pang of emotion, but alas, it could not change the impending doom of the Yan family. Now was the time for Yan Shuyan to settle the score. Tran Quang, weren't you seeking revenge for Tran Feng? Come here, it's time to understand the grudge between us. Before the war began, Tran Quang couldn't resist taunting. Haha, Yan Shuyan, if you seek your own demise, then he'll gladly assist you. He declared with arrogance. Just now, you killed Yan Zhangha and his father. I don't need a reason to kill you either. Although Yan Shuyan had only collected half of the blood essence from the Bakthu, It was enough to double his power. Yan Xuan shot back mockingly at Tran Quang. If you don't use your 5G, then I can beat you so badly that even your mother wouldn't recognize you. The disciples of the Tran family burst into laughter at Yan Xuan's audacity. Ha ha! Who gave Yan Xuan the courage to say such things? Who does he think he is? Even without the need for achievements, the clan leader could still crush him with the strength of Chan Lin. Just wait and see how Yan Xuan will kneel and beg for mercy. As soon as the words left his mouth, Yan Xuan was attacked by the Namcheng, who in his fierce determination to protect his kin from annihilation, challenged this old man beyond his limits. And yet he refused to back down. Both of them launched their attacks simultaneously, their punches colliding with a deafening force. The sheer power behind their strikes caused the sleeves of the old man to burst apart, leaving everyone incredulous at how strong the Namcheng had become. Yan Xuan continued to mock Tran Quang. Is that all you've got? You've already lost. Tran Quang's hand was sent spinning 360 degrees from Yan Xuan's blow. The disciples of the Tran family were left in shock as Yan Xuan had just broken the hand of their clan leader with a single strike. No way. That kid is a monster. The disciples of the Yan family sighed in relief. It seemed their clan was finally safe. Who would have thought their young master would emerge victorious? The Yan family still had hope. The path to Chanlin was now within reach. Having a true heir is the pride of the Yan family. Yan Xuan is far stronger than they ever imagined. Seeing the situation deteriorating, they all advised, "Master, perhaps we should retreat." Meanwhile, Tran Quang, witnessing this scene, began to grasp the reality of their predicament. Retreating means death, staying means death. So why not take a risk? He gritted his teeth. "Yan Xuan, how dare you injure me like this? Today I must kill you." But Yan Xuan was not someone to be trifled with. Tran Quang, you can unleash whatever tricks you have, I will meet them head-on. From Tran Quang's expression, it seemed he still had a card up his sleeve. Ha. Initially, he had purchased the Beast King pill from the Lamb family, just as a precaution. Now, he was about to unleash its true power. Unexpectedly, it was now genuinely effective, catching Yan Xuan off guard. Beast King elixir, I've never heard of such a potion. Before he could finish his sentence, Tran Qian swallowed it whole. In that moment, his eyes turned bloodshot. Echoing the words of the four madmen behind him, a furious roar erupted as a colossal white tiger began to emerge. This spectacle alarmed the disciples of the Yan family. What kind of monstrous substance did Tran Qian consume to undergo such a transformation? His strength surged, becoming overwhelmingly powerful. Can the master stop him? If not, so be it. At least I will die alongside the young master. The master too sensed the dire situation. Huani, be cautious. Tran Qian's demeanor is quite unusual. Yan Xuan sensed an ominous power radiating from Tran Qian. It felt like a potent bloodline of a fierce beast. Could this be the effect of the Beast King elixir? Yet Yan Xuan's expression stiffened. Uncle, don't worry, I will be vigilant. At this moment, Tran Qian was unwavering. Yan Xuan, weren't you supposed to be formidable? With my current power, a single punch could render you a fool. Before he could finish, Yan Xuan charged toward the wall. I want to see how much stronger you can become in this grotesque form of yours. Once I reach you, it'll deliver a thunderous kick followed by a devastating punch. Meanwhile, Yan Xuan felt as if Tran Qian was unfazed. Damn it! Has Tran Qian's strength truly risen to such heights? My attack against Tran Qian felt like striking a rock. It was utterly futile to break through his defenses. How could I possibly land a hit? The protagonist was engaged in a fierce struggle against this old man, yet his body was as unyielding as stone. At this moment, the old man had lost all reason, mocking, Ha, Yan Xuan, is this all you've got? This level of skill isn't even enough to scratch me. Yan Xuan sensed the danger, but before he could react, Tran Qian appeared right before him. Yan Xuan had no choice but to defensively brace himself with both hands. Under the immense force of Tran Qian's strike, Yan Xuan could do nothing but spew blood, sent flying for dozens of meters. The members of the Yan family watched anxiously, wondering if Yan Xuan was injured, while the disciples of the Tran family reveled in their triumph. The master is so powerful. Ha! Yan Xuan has become a fool now, hasn't he? The last glimmer of hope for the Yan family has been extinguished. Surely they're doomed. Yan Shuyan, reluctantly stepping out, never imagined that this guy's strength had increased at least tenfold. I am no longer his match. I must devise another plan. And yet, I refuse to accept defeat. You are celebrating far too early. Rejoice too soon, and I'll take you down right here. With that, he lunged at Yan Shuyan again. Yan Shuyan, caught off guard, swiftly dodged the oncoming attack with a thunderous kick. The force behind that punch surpassed Yan Shuyan's wildest expectations. So powerful, Yan Shuyan struggled to absorb the impact. Could it truly be that Tran Qian would end my life? Yan Shuyan pondered desperately on how to overcome Tran Qian when suddenly the system chimed in. Master, you currently possess numerous points that can be exchanged in the shop. Trade for a powerful weapon to confront Tran Qian. No need to fight him directly. Can I exchange my points for weaponry? Last time, it was the same, defeating the spirit of the wall. This time, shall I depend on the system's weaponry again? If this continues, then when will Yan Shuyan become a true powerhouse? With that thought, when will I finally become a genuine powerhouse? The system persistently enticed the master to act swiftly. Right now, exchanging for a weapon can even grant you a 10 discount. But Yan Shuyan was acutely aware that relying on the system for victory was no longer an option. This time, I must draw upon my own strength to defeat Tran Qian. Having said that, he focused on his battle prowess, which shocked the system immensely. What, master? Have you lost your mind? Tran Qian has consumed the Beast King's essence. He wields some of its power. You cannot hope to match him. Just as the system finished speaking, Yan Shuyan seemed to grasp something intriguing. Wait a minute. The bloodline within me holds the power of the Beast King. I gripped the system and questioned, isn't my bloodline of 100 beasts supposed to require me to devour bloodline energy? If I consume his Beast King bloodline, could it fully activate my bloodline of 100 beasts? The system hesitated, contemplating this. The bloodline power of the Beast King far exceeds that of ordinary beasts. Logically, if you consume enough of the Beast King's bloodline, it should activate your bloodline of 100 beasts. Hearing this only heightened Yan Shuyan's excitement. I immediately tossed the system aside. If that's the case, then I will become the dominant force in Road. The protagonist cannot defeat this old man through brute strength, only by wits. Yan Shuyan feigned a move, luring the old man into attacking him. At that moment, he seized the chance to devour the Beast King's bloodline within the old man's body. This feels like handing the very lifeblood of the Beast King to myself. Indeed, the fool, Tran Qian, has fallen into the trap. Yan Shuyan, it seems you're aware that escape from death is futile. Allow me to assist you. With that, he charged towards Yan Shuyan. This only fueled the arrogance of the Tran disciples. Yan Shuyan was provoking the clan leader himself. Did he seek death? I see Yan Shuyan panicking, preparing for a final showdown. The strength of the clan leader was something he couldn't even begin to compare, the gap was simply too vast. Yan Shuyan is doomed. The disciples of the Yan family worry for him. Why can't the young master understand? The strength of the wall is too formidable to challenge. Does he still have a hidden card up his sleeve? It's come to this. He can only choose to trust the young master. As soon as the words left his mouth, Tran Qian frantically charged toward Yan Shuyan, who, in turn, desperately commanded the system to devour his bloodline of the Beast King. In that moment, the two collided, and Yan Shuyan seized the opportunity to voraciously consume Tran Qian. At this moment, Tran Qian still hadn't realized he had won the lottery. Panic began to set in. What spell did you use? Why has the strength within my body disappeared? But the system announces, congratulations, master. The bloodline of the Beast King has been successfully activated. Should we consider merging our strengths? Yan Shuyan commands loudly, merge immediately. Just by tapping into the surrounding aura, Tran Qian can be sent flying. After being knocked down, Tran Qian feels his strength fading, leaving him utterly confused. How can this be? My power has vanished. Meanwhile, the bloodline of the Beast King has been deeply engraved within Yan Shuyan's body. Yan Shuyan declares, Tran Qian, your bloodline of the Beast King is indeed powerful, but now it belongs to me. This revelation sends chills down the spines of the Tran family disciples. The master's strength has suddenly disappeared. What on earth is happening? What kind of magic has Yan Shuyan unleashed? The master's power is surely not a match for Yan Xuan. Should we retreat? On the contrary, the disciples of the Yan family are overjoyed, laughing heartily. Haha, I knew the young master wouldn't be so reckless. Indeed, he has a trump card against Qian. Now that Qian has completely lost his power, he is no match for the young master. He's finished. Brothers, have you all regained your strength? We can't let the young master fight alone. It's time for us to counterattack. As soon as he finished speaking, Yan Xuan stood before Qian. You little bastard, did you enjoy beating me earlier? Now it's my turn. At that moment, Qian realized he had overstepped. He was nothing but a fool. Panicking, he pleaded for mercy. Today is all my fault. I can give you my entire family's fortune if you just spare my life. Yan Xuan, cool and clever, mocked him. Ha ha ha! Killing you means all your family's wealth becomes mine. This old fool has made a fool of himself. He begs the protagonist for mercy. But of course, the protagonist is not inclined to agree. Pointing at the fallen disciples of the Yan family, he says, Our Yan family has lost countless clan members because of you. If I let you go today, how can I ever face them again? With that, Yan Xuan lunged toward the wall. At that moment, the wall had lost its reason and was doomed. Yan Xuan commanded the members of the Yan clan, Qian had fallen, and they quickly set out to eradicate the remnants of the Tran family, to uproot them completely. Soon, they obeyed young master Yan Xuan's orders, ensuring the Tran family vanished entirely from Lianvan City. However, the disciples of the Tran family only realized that everything was over. The head of the family had been slain by Yan Xuan, and now their clan was certain to perish. Hurry, gather your belongings, prepare to flee. The head of the Yan family had no idea that Huan Ni had finally matured completely. After this battle, the Yan clan will not overlook you. It's time for me to relinquish the throne. The battle has ended. Then Tuyet Tantan rushed to Yan Xuan, asking, Where's the enemy? I'm here to reinforce. Meanwhile, Leonie anxiously ran in. Young master, how are you? Are you injured? Yan Xuan grasped Leonie tightly, joyfully replying, Leonie, I'm fine. He then turned to thank Tuyet Tantan, saying, Thank you so much. Unfortunately, you arrived a step too late. The enemy has already been repelled. Qian has been killed by me. Upon hearing that Qian was slain by Yan Xuan, Tuyet Tantan gasped in disbelief. What Qian is dead? How could this be possible? He was a formidable spirit master, but Yan Xuan was protected. So what if he's a spirit master? Anyone can be slain. Right now I fear no one. As Leonie began to feel dazed, Young master, you're so powerful. Tuyet Tantan couldn't believe that Yan Xuan could defeat even a spirit master. If he could help me, he could resolve the engagement issue. The people from Wanjin City are not easy to deal with. If this drags him down, it would be truly unfortunate. The scene shifts to the secret chamber of the Nangong family. They desired the bloodline of the Beast King. However, the descendants of the Beast King had spent 81 days without being able to completely sever their bloodline. Nangong contemplated, thinking, this won't do. I need to find another way. At that moment, someone came in to report. Senior brother, Quang led people to attack the Yen family, and he ultimately suffered a backlash. Hearing this, Nangong felt suspicious. Didn't he purchase the Beast King elixir I created? Why did he still perish? Did he not consume it? According to the information we've gathered, Quang had used the Beast King elixir and gained immense power, but Yen Huiyan had somehow stripped the Beast King's bloodline power from his body. Before he could finish speaking, Nangong showed great interest. What you say? Yen Huiyan can strip the Beast King's bloodline power. Indeed, that's the news we gathered from the fleeing members of the Tran family. Upon hearing this, Nangong was even more delighted. Haha, this is truly heaven sent. I was struggling to find a way to sever the Beast King's bloodline from his descendants. Never expected to be assigned to someone like Yan Xuan. They say this man has the power to strip away strength. He even intended to take action against the protagonist, but his junior brother warned him that the protagonist has surpassed his limits by defeating Zhang Kang of the True Spirit Mirror. It won't be easy to handle him. Even so, he seems to look down on Zhang Kang, considering that pathetic creature. In my hands, he wouldn't last more than a single strike. Killing him would be nothing significant for Yan Xuan. You all need to keep a close watch on Yan Xuan. Once I'm ready, I'll take him down myself. I understand, but Master Senior, lately we've been recklessly abducting men and women, drawing attention from outsiders. It seems someone is already investigating this matter. The urgent task is to handle this issue first. No worries, just leave it be. Once we capture Yen Shuyan, these little brats won't hold any value. You should quickly send someone to deal with them all. Shortly after, Lu Kongbo complied with Nangong's orders and departed. As for Nangong, as long as he obtains the bloodline of the Longevity King, he can amplify his strength and become the next saint of the Heavenly Origin sect. At that point, no one will be able to stop him. At the Zhou household, the incident was brought up by Quan Vulan. You say this came from the Lin family. Indeed, this is called Beast King Pill. I spent a fortune to acquire it from the black market. It's rumored to contain a fragment of the Beast King's bloodline, which can temporarily enhance one's power. Upon hearing this, Quan Vulan was furious, while Zhou Daifu was confused by her reaction. Quan Vulan made it clear that this was nothing good. The blood of the Beast King is incompatible with humans. Even if consumed, it only provides temporary strength, but the user's mind would be affected. The body could morph into a monstrous being, neither human nor ghost. Zhou Daifu was astonished at how terrifying the side effects were. The Lin family actually allowed this to circulate freely in the market. They truly have a sinister agenda. The blood of the Beast King isn't something easily acquired. This incident might relate to the uprising of the beast spirits in the Lianyun Mountains. The Lin family alone doesn't have the capability to orchestrate this. I even suspect that the Lin family may have been taken over by another force. Hearing you say that reminds me. Recently, many new faces have appeared in the Lin family. Old Man Lin, who used to have frequent contact with me, hasn't been seen in a long while. Their family head has also been absent for quite some time. Could it be? Without finishing her sentence, Quan Vulan immediately instructed Zhou Daifu to quickly assign someone to monitor the family nearby. If they make any moves, report to me at once. Zhou Daifu complied with Quan Vulan's arrangements. I'll handle it right away. Previously, Quan Vulan had summoned Ye Xuan to the Lianyun Mountains to investigate the uprising ritual of the beast spirits. Now that they have a lead, should she inform Ye Xuan? Quan Vulan pondered for a moment. With a deep sigh, I realized the Diep family was going through a major crisis. Surely, they had too many troubles to be bothered by us. At this late hour, Tuit Tang Tun took Ye Xun to the cemetery for investigation, leaving Ye Xun shivering and muttering. In the dead of night, why bring me to this cursed place? It's as if you want me to freeze to death. Tuit Tang Tun seemed to sense something and hurriedly warned Ye Xun not to speak. But then a group of people emerged, seemingly preparing to do something sinister. Meanwhile, the male lead and his companions were stealthily observing. They paused for a moment, looking as if they intended to bury something, but when they opened the bags, they were shocked to find children inside. They warned that if anyone dared to utter a word today, their families would pay with their lives. Understood, Camling. They dared not resist, only able to comply. We absolutely won't reveal a word, sir. Rest assured we are all old acquaintances of the family, but this made the male lead unable to bear it any longer. Those bastards. Recently, children have been disappearing continuously in the city. Could it be that these kids were all kidnapped by Nubaki Twit? Then believed Nubaki was merely a pawn. The true mastermind was definitely not him, but was hiding within the Lum family. This left Ye Xun filled with suspicion. How could you know? At that moment, Tuit Tang Tang was so furious, she gritted her teeth. Recently, the orphanage I regularly support has seen a series of child disappearances. I felt something was amiss, so I began to investigate, and then I discovered that Nubak Ki had been frequenting the neighboring house. Those people seemed to be practicing an evil technique that required numerous young men and women. As soon as she finished speaking, Ye Xun's anger escalated. Those bastards dare to practice such a cruel technique. This is truly unforgivable. With that, the group sprang into action. Tuit Tang Tang instructed Ye Xun to lend a hand while she went to rescue the children. Ye Xun nodded, saying, "You call the children, I will deal with Ngu But Ki." By this time, they had already dug the pit. "Sir, we can bury them now." Don't forget to inform Nguba Ki that each person will receive a reward of 10 taels of silver. Nguba Ki smirked maliciously. Good, I can reward you now. But then, Nguba Ki drew a few throwing daggers aimed at them. As long as I take the lives of those in the neighboring family. Little did they know, these people were merely pawns. Wanting a reward is foolish. Only the dead can keep a secret. At this moment, a sound echoed, and Nguba Ki had no idea he would act so ruthlessly. Looking back, how could you be here at such an ungodly hour? My presence here doesn't matter. What matters is that a scumbag like you dares to commit such atrocities. I shouldn't have let you go last time when Ye Xun appeared. Nguba Ki trembled in fear. You know you came here to save the children, right? I warn you, don't act recklessly, or I will end their lives. Before the words even left my lips, I turned to see where the children had gone. They were safely rescued by Tuitang Tang. They are here, and before you meet your end, I ask you, Gubuchi, without any conditions, tell me who the mastermind is. Gubuchi, facing death, remains arrogant. Xuan, I advise you not to meddle in others' affairs. Do you even know who stands behind me? You can't resist. This person has done some terrible things. The male protagonist asks him who he is, and he tells the male protagonist, Ye Chun, not to interfere with others' affairs. Ye Chun slapped him without hesitation, and he arrogantly said, Ye Chun, you don't know how powerful the person behind me is. You will definitely die a miserable death, which made Ye Chun unable to resist stomping his foot and pulling out his knife again to force me to ask. I can't help but give you one last chance to reveal who the mastermind is. I'm talking about the senior brother of Tianyuan sect, Nanggong Feiyu. He looked at me and wanted to use these children to steal the blood of the Beast King with magic. Before he could finish speaking, Ye Chun asked Nanggong Feiyu, the senior brother of Tianyuan sect, whether he was strong or not. Shui Qingqing only knew some rumors that Nanggong Feiyu was a genius of Tianyuan sect, and his cultivation speed was unbelievable. He only took 3 years to break through to the true spiritual realm. Ye Chun doesn't understand. Since you are so strong, why do you want to capture children to conduct experiments on depriving the Beast King of blood? Someone has come out now because Nanggong Feiyu wants to compete for the position of the Holy Son of Tianyuan sect. Becoming the Holy Son means becoming the next chairman of the Tianyuan sect. Miss Ye Chun and others did not expect you to be here, said Jun Yulan. I am a Beast King pharmacist who has been keeping an eye on the Lin family, and I never thought that the person behind it was Nanggong Feiyu. Tianyuan sect is also upright. Why not manage the improper behavior of Nanggong Feiyu? Jun Wulan, he said that unless we directly prove it, with Nanggong Feiyu's talent and Tianyuan sect's attention to him, even if we go to them, they can help Nanggong Feiyu hide himself. This made Shui Qingqing even angrier, hating how this beast had hurt so many children. Can no one know how he died? Even though the fish was angry, they still laughed at him. Now, do you know the power of my senior brother? I advise you to release me quickly. Otherwise, when my senior brother arrives, you will all die. As soon as he finished speaking, Xuan charged forward. It serves him right. Only the villain is to blame for talking too much. He still boldly said, my senior brother will not spare any of you. Jun Yulan understands that now Yu Buchi is the only person who can prove the evil behavior of Nanggong Feiyu Ye Chun. How could you kill Yu Buchi? As you just said, Tianyuan sect will definitely protect Nanggong Feiyu, so whether Yu Buchi is alive or dead is not important. But if the Heavenly Origin sect does not intervene, it seems that I must handle this myself. At this moment, Xuan had poured all his strength into his resolve. Good and evil will be repaid. If not, then I, Xuan, shall take on the heaven's justice. Tuyet Than wholeheartedly agreed. I support you, Xuan. Only the death of Nam Kung Fi Vu can provide an explanation for those children. The male protagonist desires to enact heavenly justice, while Quan Vulan remarked, the power of Nam Kung Fi Vu is too immense. Even if the three of us combine forces, we may not stand a chance against him. However, Xuan, the male protagonist, was brimming with confidence. I have reached a half step into the true spirit realm, just one more step, and I will achieve the true spirit realm. Once I break through, I am confident I can confront Nam Kung Fi Vu. Hearing this, Quan Vulan was astonished. What? Last time I saw you, you were merely at the 5th path, yet now you're at half step. True spirit. How can you cultivate so rapidly? Xuan, brimming with pride, responded, because I am a genius stronger than Nam Kung Fi. Vu Vulan muttered under her breath, a genius, you say? Yet Xuan's mischievous thoughts began to form. However, the conditions for me to become a genius are rather special. If you have anything precious or any treasures, please hand them over to me. I need them. This left Tuyet Tan Tan frightened. I have stolen treasures, but they've all been taken by you. I truly have nothing left. Xuan revealed a sinister grin. I don't believe your words. Let me check just a little touch to confirm. After a thorough probing, Xuan had checked everything. Quan Vulan stood by, skeptical. Can this guy really handle Nam Kung Fi Vu? At this moment, Tuyet Tang Tan began to cry. I've been sullied. Oh, it's not what you think. You speak as if I have done something to you. Tuyet Tan was unfazed by the situation, knowing that the truth was that he had been groping her. If you dare deny it, I will seek out your uncle to explain. Xuan, seeing through Tuyet Tan Tan's intentions, sighed in resignation and said, Fine, just tell me directly what you want. No need for all this roundabout talk. Tuyet Tang Tan replied, I am betrothed to the son of the Lord of Wanjin City, but I do not like him. I want you to pretend to be my boyfriend to annul this engagement. Xuan was taken aback by this unexpected request, feeling even more perplexed. No way, I am still a pure-hearted boy. If this gets out, my reputation will be ruined. Tuyet Tan Tan then shifted into a dramatic role. Then I will go find Di Bafu to explain how you are bullying me. If the Dai family does not acknowledge me, I would rather die at the Dai family's doorstep. Xuan cursed under his breath, knowing he had no choice but to relent. All right, let's go back. I agree to your request, it's no problem. Why didn't you agree sooner? After we deal with Nam Kung Fi Vu, you shall accompany me to Wanjin City. Quan Vulan could no longer bear to watch. All right, have you two caused enough commotion? The priority now is how to resolve the issue with Nam Kung Fi Vu. Xuan, when will you break through? Xuan, ever the schemer, started plotting again, just to be safe. Còn cần một số bảo bối. Quan cô nương trên người ngươi có gì không? Quân Vũ Lan lạnh lùng móc ra một bảo vật lớn. Cái này là do thất tôn ban tặng, chém sắt như bùn, coi như là một bảo bối. Do you want to give it a try? The male lead, Yen Xuan, was asking for a treasure from the girl, but she coldly drew a magnificent sword, forcing Yen Xuan to quickly step back, stammering, I'm just going to break through. Moments later, Quan Vulan and the others stood from afar, watching Yen Xuan attempt his breakthrough. Indeed, advancing to the realm of true spirit is the first step on the path of cultivation. Just a slight misstep could lead to disaster. Any ordinary person would be extremely cautious, yet Yen Xuan acted so carelessly, without even preparing a single elixir for replenishing spiritual power. How reckless! Xuan interjected lightly, confidence radiating from him. Don't compare Yen Xuan to an ordinary person. He is a prodigy like no other. In the past, when he defeated Zhen Feng, breaking through was as easy as drinking water. As soon as he finished, a deafening noise erupted from afar. Yen Xuan was breaking through. Meanwhile, Quan Vulan wore an astonished expression. He really did break through. But Yen Xuan stepped forward, exhilarated. It's done. Let's go find Nan Gong for you. Quan Vulan and the others exchanged glances. Isn't that a bit too fast? The scene shifted to the secret chamber of the Lam family. At this moment, Ling Tuyet said, Senior brother, Yen Xuan hasn't returned for quite a while. Is something wrong? If news of the child kidnapping leaks out. Before she could finish, Nan Gong interrupted. Why are you panicking? As long as I'm here, he dares not act. The result was a thunderous boom. Yen Xuan and 3 others charged forward. Nangong, do you really want him? Nangong raised his head and glared at Ling Tuyet, shouting at Yen Xuan. Yen Xuan pointed a finger at them, declaring boldly, Nangong Fiyu, the matter with the children has already been exposed. I advise you to surrender now, or my fists won't spare anyone. But Nangong Fiyu simply scoffed. Humph, with just a few small fry, do you think you can touch me? Immediately, he unleashed a menacing aura, declaring, Stay right there, to ensure Yen Xuan and the others couldn't inflict any harm. However, Ling Tuyet also looked down on Yen Xuan. You have no idea how powerful my senior brother truly is. Today, you are seeking your own demise. Just as her words left her lips, Xuan unleashed his 100 Beasts technique combined with Thunder Punch, striking him fiercely. One punch sent him flying dozens of meters away. With my strength, it's like 80,000 pounds hitting you so hard your mother wouldn't recognize you. Who said I couldn't hurt you? Ling Tuyet was stunned. How is this possible? At that moment, Nangong, furious, stood up. Damn you, Xuan, you dare to ambush me. Next time, I won't give you another chance. Xuan, you can only resort to such despicable tricks. Now that my senior brother is prepared, you won't be able to harm him again. That's right, I'm ready now. Xuan, you can't. Before he could finish, Xuan appeared before him. Before Nangong Fiyu could react, Xuan struck him with his hand of the first form, causing his vision to darken. This man was far too showy. He still wanted to stand still and let the male protagonist hit him, but he was slapped and punched by the male protagonist Yanshan, making his head numb. Then he started fighting like a child, and everyone next to him was Jun Yulan, who was surprised that Yanshan had broken through to the true spirit mirror so strongly. Even Nangong Feiyu was superior to Chuqing and thought he was a bit abnormal. At this moment, Nangong Feiyu was beaten until his nose was bruised and his face was swollen. Lingshe looked at it and was startled. Even the senior brother was not Yanshuan's match, so what should we do? But Nangong Feiyu stood up with courage. I must kill Yanshan, but I don't know if she knelt down and begged Yanshan to kidnap both men and women. It was Nangong Feiyu's idea, not mine. Now I have to give up the darkness and return to the light. Please forgive me. Nangong Feiyu's anger. You betrayed me. Then he placed his hand on Lingshue's head and crazily absorbed Lingshue. He regretted it only when he died. But killing in front of the male protagonist, do you want to seek death? Nangong Feiyu, however, Yanshan has already made him angry. He uses the yin-yang rebellious bloodline to devour the Great Formation, and the earth gradually appears to devour the Great Formation, making Yanshan and others unable to understand what it is. Yunyulan pointed at Nangong Feiyu and shouted loudly, "This is the evil sect Nangong Feiyu. Do you dare to study those things that are prohibited by the gate? If this matter is exposed, you will only have a dead end, but Nangong Feiyu no longer cares. Aha, as long as you all die here, no one will know. Activate the bloodline and let me devour it immediately." I only saw that the red bloodline seemed to be absorbing all the beasts, and Nangong Feiyu immediately laughed. This is because the bloodline of the Beast King is too strong, really too strong. At this moment, Junyulan quickly stepped forward to stop Nangong Feiyu. Don't swallow the bloodline of the Beast King. Stop him. Yan Xuan and the others ran towards Nangong Feiyu, but Nangong Feiyu seemed to have lost his sanity and rushed forward to confront Yan Xuan and the three of them. However, under the huge explosion, Yanxian was pushed away. Neither Chuqing nor the two of them expected him to be so powerful. Now, Nangong Feiyu has completely collapsed. I don't plan to use Yanxian, but you forced me to do so. I will definitely tear you to pieces. Yanxian saw the situation of Nangong Feiyu. Nangong Feiyu swallowed the bloodline of the Beast King. Although he is not a human or a ghost, his combat power has greatly increased. Perhaps we are no longer opponents. Our purpose here is to kill him. We cannot give up now. If he survives, how many people in Union City will suffer? We must not let him go today. Chuqing also felt that Yan Xuan was right. Today, we must kill Nangong Feiyu in order to avenge the children who were killed by him. Junyulan was also prepared for battle. All right, let's go up together. After speaking, the three of them rushed towards Nangong Feiyu. He is neither a human nor a ghost. He is too strong. The male protagonist Yan Xuan and the three of them are preparing to join forces to attack him. Each of them uses their own unique moves. Jun Yulan uses the Star Moon sword, while Chu Qing quickly performs a smooth kill. The two of them attack Nangong Feiyu together, making a loud noise. The male protagonist Yan Shan felt something was wrong. Don't get too excited too early. Suddenly, a figure slowly appeared. Looking at Nangong Feiyu's body, it seemed like nothing had happened. Haha, the mosquito bite attack. Do you also want to kill me? This sentence made Chuqing and the others unable to believe that Nangong Feiyu was not injured. How could this be? As soon as he finished speaking, Nangong Feiyu appeared in front of them and launched an attack on them. You will die, but under the fierce impact, Yanxian and others were hit dozens of meters away. Now Yanxian is also injured. Cough, cough, clearance. How are you? Yanxian turned around to look at them, but they couldn't move. Nangong Feiyu seems invincible. He started mocking Yanxian. Today, neither of you can escape. I'll kill you first and then admire those two girls. Haha, Yanxian called the system and asked if there were any powerful weapons to deal with Nangong Feiyu. The system also helplessly apologizes. Master, when you upgraded before, you had already spent a lot of points, and now the remaining points are not enough to change weapons. You can deal with Nangong Feiyu Yanxian. Even if you force yourself to stand up, 7 points is not enough. Maybe you have to fight. But the beasts behind him seemed to have already let out a cry, and Xuan turned around to look. This was the power of the Beast King's bloodline. If I could devour this bloodline, the power of the beasts would double. The system said that this little tiger only had 1 breath left now. If you swallow his remaining bloodline power, he will die alive again. Now the tiger is panting heavily and licking Yanxian's hand, as if implying something. Yanxian also realizes that you want me to accept your power. Could he truly defeat Nangong Feiyu? Meanwhile, Little Tiger let out a few cries. Yanxian gently stroked Little Tiger and affirmed, I understand. I will not let your strength go to waste. With that, he absorbed the remaining bloodline of Little Tiger. In that very moment, Nangong Feiyu launched a surprise attack. A deafening explosion erupted. Shui Qingqing and the others were filled with worry for Yanxian. To their astonishment, under the force of the blast, Yanxian managed to withstand Nangong Feiyu's punch. This left Nangong Feiyu in disbelief, unable to fathom it. How is this possible? How did your strength suddenly surge like this? But then, Yanxian unleashed the power from the bloodline of the 100 beasts, delivering a devastating punch that swept toward Nangong Feiyu. With that single strike, Nangong Feiyu found himself unable to defend, being defeated in the blink of an eye.